Okay, so like, for anything,
I'm gonna get in the
Bari and
debate
Apollo,
tab.
can I go? Uh, yeah, before anything, so the debate is Zeref for the first one versus versus the Black Cloververse, and then the second debate will be Fairy Heart Era versus Black Cloververse.
Yeah. Let me tweet this out and get this all going. Try and get some people in here. Come to the chat.
Um, wait,
What?
who muted Bari? Because
I don't know. I can't
he's
mute
supposed to
people.
intervene in case like one of us like spurs out, because that's what a judge is supposed to do.
Alright.
I wonder if that third judge I had is coming. Just for like in case two isn't enough.
We're going, getting stuff live. Things are getting all comfortable. I think things are all right. People are showing up. People are coming to hang out. Tell me when you guys are ready. I'm ready. I was actually able. I had prep time this time. I didn't just show up off head knowledge. I got stuff ready. We're going.
I wonder where Lotus is at, Barry. You know where he is?
I don't know.
Alright, I'll see if they can know him. I'm surprised they're right.
I wonder if Spencer's on my side. I have to judge.
Hope he can judge this.
Naruto.
Saruto.
You know what? Come on. This guy.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Sosa.
Tell me when you're ready.
Oh,
Naruto.
this man. Playing Smash Brothers. Or, Juan, you want to judge? Juan, be the third judge? Juan?
Let's get to it. Somebody playing Kingdom Hearts?
That's me.
I can hear it. I'm glad that I could hear that sound effect and just hone in.
Alright, let me turn this one.
Are we playing Kingdom Hearts? Kind of goated.
Of course.
Ooh, that's is that Dream Drop Distance?
Nah, three.
Yeah.
Fuck. I can hear the little Dream Eater sound effects. I had a 50-50.
Either three or two.
Yeah, it was three.
Like I said, like 3 or 2 is basically like either have the best combat.
I agree.
Tell me when you're ready.
That's what I think personally.
Turn the volume down. Alright, I'm good. Okay,
Hold on, let me ask Paul actually.
Are there like any prerequisites in place, like rules that I should know ahead of time? The character?
What rules do we have?
It's just one. I know I read that right now. It's one character versus an entire verse.
Okay.
And the dog.
How would I put this? How would I put this? Oh, I got. Oh, let me ask this guy. Ooh, Jin.
Show up already. The people are waiting.
Alright, so yeah, Red Zeref versus Black Clover. Got you.
People are prepared. They want blood.
Shut up.
No, you. Got him. The ultimate counterattack.
I truly hate this world. Truly hate this world.
What world is it?
Oh, what are you playing?
I'm on the Tangle world.
That's not bad. It's just fun, Loki.
Unless it's underwater, it's a good world. We're just waiting when Sosa's when he's ready. He's taking his time. Hi, Gendor. Lay down. I get some in your face.
Lotus is online, yo.
Tell me when you're ready.
That's
Oh, Sosa. Man, you had a whole day to get prepared.
My son's
Gross.
Alright,
Whole day to
alright,
get prepped.
What I missed, but you know.
Fumbling over himself.
alright. basically, alright. So first debate is Zeref versus Black Clover, and then the second one would be Fairy Heart Zeref versus Black Clover.
Yeah, that's the matchup.
So who's the judges?
Lotus, Bari,
I'll
and
take
Apollo.
I'll take Josuke as a
And
judge.
who?
Alright, can we like one at a time?
You said wait, hold up. You said me, Bari, and who else?
Me.
I like Josuke.
Apollo.
Oh, Apollo.
Yeah.
I mean, these judges are supposed to be unbiased. They're supposed to vote for who wins.
So,
what's the point?
Josuke said he was rooting for you. He's not for the underdog.
Alright, you can try to let it be 4, that's fine. That makes it fun for
And
everybody.
Or make it like more I don't know about that now. Alright. What'd you? Sorry, come over there. Before anything, what'd you say, Joe? My brother, sorry. Yeah, I have two brothers.
Let's do this.
So, is it okay if I can go first? If I
Yeah,
have judges?
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're gonna.
Yeah.
Sure.
Would be the good first good point.
Go ahead.
Is it okay if we cover speed?
Sure, but I don't take
Okay.
calcs very seriously. I told you this. They're
I
pretty
mean,
trash.
that's you. I don't really
I mean, go ahead.
think.
I'm just saying, go ahead.
Alright, man, that's on you. I really wouldn't care. About
Okay, that's what I said. Go ahead.
Alright, so the first calc or first the first speed point I want to pull up is Marileona. So do you remember the feat where she blocked all of Ryan's attacks? You remember that feat specifically?
I'm aware. Go ahead.
Alright. So and also where can I post my scans and stuff? Where can I post those?
Just put. There's a tab that says debate.
And that wouldn't really put scans, but alright.
Just
But,
post the
anyways,
scan in the
you said
debate
scan?
tab. Why would it not
mean-
show up? What do you mean?
I mean, there's difference between that too. But anyways, the first feat here would basically be from a calc from my very good friend named Chirac. He basically got this feat to 400 times FTL from that alone. And then basically do you remember Asta blitzing this? Base Asta? Remember that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I need to pull up?
Just post it.
I'm
Just
asking you,
post.
'cause
I
I know.
just post stuff.
I'm asking you.
Just
I'm
post.
asking you, that's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
just post stuff. I've read the manga. Just post it.
Alright, cool. Alright. So basically, base Asta blitzes this, and now this is where it gets interesting. So now, you understand that some characters scale to this base Asta specifically to this one?
Yes, I know that scaling is a thing. Let's go.
Cool. So let me post that scan. I don't want no out of context stuff. This would just be bad. That would just be bad on my part. Where is this?
Come on. I believe in you.
Why am I taking so long? And sorry about that.
You can do it. Oh, hang on. Somebody. Can they hear? Can you guys hear Sosa?
Mad at you or what?
Okay, I can.
They can't hear me or no?
Hold on. Let me change my audio settings. Let me turn it up.
Hey, Kathy.
I'm talking about from the stream.
Oh, okay. So basically, base Asta blitzes this, and now this is where it gets interesting. So let me pull up the other things for the verse as well. What would that be exactly? Oh, really? For this fight, since it's an entire verse itself, since characters scale to this base Asta specifically,
Okay.
I would just argue
So basically,
narrow scaling above this, like scaling above or scaling to this Asta, and then her. You know how her magic works?
Yes, I know how her magic works. Come on.
Right. So basically, in this case, Sekre can just BFR Zeref out of the battlefield, and that can just be a win condition right there.
Is that your first point? Tell me,
By-
just tell me when you go.
By standard battle assumptions, BFRing an opponent for an entire week at least is a win condition at least. I'll post this. What this is basically. I'll send the panels of what is when Nero can BFR an opponent.
Doesn't she need the magic
So
stones to do that?
Okay, that's okay. No, it's still relevant because this is still
I mean,
her magic.
she's wearing it
It
though.
is
She's getting a
scaling
massive
scaling
boost from the
magic
magic
internal-
stones. Yes.
Okay, that doesn't. Okay, can you quantify the boost?
I don't need to quantify a specific number. We know that she can only do it. She did the forbidden magic boost
bringing up
with
the boost.
them.
Nope. Rax. You're bringing up the boost to her magic, and I'm asking you to quantify like the difference between her magic and that boost.
Can you show me her using
Because
it
if-
without the stones?
It doesn't really matter because she just.
Yes, it does.
She's still using the spell.
Okay.
She's still using the spell. So
With an outside
matter.
source though, yes. With aid from an outside source, yes.
You still can't quantify that
That's
outside source. So it
still
doesn't
an extra
matter.
thing.
Anyway.
I'm just pointing that out.
Okay, that doesn't matter. Still, you can't quantify it. Then it doesn't matter. But basically, she would BFR. Who's doing that?
That's that was from a subscriber on my channel. Go ahead.
Oh, you have like a.
Yeah,
subs,
it's
like a
yeah, it's
something?
polite. They should know when they're acknowledged. Go ahead.
So you agree to the fact that Nero can just BFR?
I don't think she can do it regularly. She needs
That
a
doesn't
magic.
really matter because you can't quantify it.
Well, we would need her to. It's an outside ability that she gets while having the magic stones.
Not really.
And this is like me
it's
trying to.
literally part of her arsenal.
But
It's literally a part of her arsenal. That's why it still says.
Then why
magic
did she
tunnel
need this
prison.
magic stones to do it in the first place?
Because
Yes.
because at this time, you do realize that Nero wasn't arcane. Do you agree to that?
But if that's something we've only seen her use with said buffed stones, then she needs to have them
Like,
again
this
or
is,
show them.
It's so much more weaker Nero too. It's so much more weaker compared to like the devil fight where she actually is arcane.
Okay,
So,
but that's
even
a
then,
that's a specific
like,
spell.
that
That's
would've
not
been
something she
one.
just achieved with a level. That's forbidden magic.
And right now, Nero has basically the forbidden magic still.
Can you
and it's
show
still
me
her
it?
spell,
Can you
so
show
really-
me?
it
Then
wouldn't
why
really
didn't she use
matter.
it against the?
Again.
Then why didn't she use it against the Word Devil?
Out of range.
What do you mean out of range? He didn't even pay attention to her. She was
No,
close multiple
it was
times.
literally out of range.
She was close multiple times.
She was out of range.
What do you mean out of range? She
No,
was right
no.
next to him multiple
She was
times in the
never-
fight.
she was-
And if the range, if the
Show me-
hang on, wait.
show me
Let me just
some
ask this.
inconsistencies of it.
Let me just say this. Like, if the range,
I'm asking
if
for
the
the
range
fix.
is only a
Prove
few,
that.
if the range is only a few feet away, then go ahead. If you want to say the range is only a few feet, then sure, I'll take it.
So you want to steal
I'll just go if the range, she has to be within like 4 feet of him, then go ahead. I'll accept that just because I like that idea.
So you want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
That's gonna be good.
All right. So basically, you know what's also crazy too? So you know Zeref's magic is curse, right? It's curse inflicted.
Zeref uses curses and magic.
Well, it's mainly curse. It's curse energy.
It's cursed
It
and
still
magic.
uses
He uses
curse.
both.
Anyway,
He uses both. The curse of Ankh-Saram is a curse. He knows multiple magics. He was a genius at magic.
I know that, but like it's his power literally is curse magic still.
He
And
uses
basically,
both. He
I
uses
would
both
just argue. I
curses
would
and
just argue
magic.
that like I would just argue the Witch Queen herself, my bad, giving everyone her blood because you do realize that the Witch Queen negated ancient curse magic, which
Yes.
was vetoes by the way.
So
and then
up
Witch
to
negated that.
so up
and
to a
so
character at level of
basically-
vetoes, not Zeref's. Just wanna point that out.
What? Say that again, please.
Yeah, she can negate curses at veto's level.
Okay, that doesn't really matter.
Yes, it does.
It's still a curse.
That's
still a curse magic,
it's
so
a
still-
level.
It's still-
That's like saying she could
okay, what?
get curses from any character ever. Do you know what a no limits fallacy is? Sosa,
Not really. It's just curses.
so do you know what let me just ask you a question. Do you know what a no limits fallacy is?
That really wouldn't matter because
Do you know what a no limits? But do you know what a no limits fallacy is?
Would that matter if it's still cursed magic?
I'm just asking you a question.
I was about to go into.
But do you know what that means?
Like, what curses are? I'll just go into what curses are.
Before we continue, I just want to know: do you know what a no limits fallacy is?
You know what that is, but like.
You do know what that is, or you don't know what that is?
Like, I just said yes, I do, but that
so then you should know that that means that her curse, her ability to negate curses, only goes up to the highest level that she either has shown or should have. Vito is not even close to comparable to Zeref. I just want to point that out before you try and push that, just to save you time.
Wait, where was he there? It doesn't really matter. It's still curse. It's still curse. Inflicted.
It's massively below Zeref.
Okay. It's really wouldn't matter. Okay, it's still curse inflicted.
That's not how that works. That's like saying that she could undo a curse from any character ever. That's not how that works. That'd be a no limits fallacy and assume there's no limits. Powers and abilities all have certain stats. They all have certain levels of potency. You can't just say, well, Asta negated a spell from one guy, so any mage ever, Dr. Fate or someone ridiculous. I'm just pointing out it's a no limit fallacy to assume if she can negate one curse, she can negate all curses ever.
You realize that the Witch Queen herself is relative to Yami and Julius, and it's even implied.
So she's that's what I said. Like I said, it's either where she should be able to or where she's shown. So up to her level, up to like around, I'd put her around somewhere like Marileona.
Okay, so you want to steal Marileona? All right, that's fine.
I'm just saying, it's not infinite. It's up to her level. Before you try and push that, I'm just saving you time because I can tell where you're going with that, and it would not go well. Go ahead, keep going.
I'm gonna send the scans of
Margear.
what this would be exactly. I'm gonna send the scans of yeah, it's Margear's statement of what cursed power is.
I know what cursed power is. It's negative motion. It's pretty much the exact opposite of magic.
Well, not really. It's another form of magic, which he even states right here.
It's a new thing. It's curse.
In the court of that D&D uncovered a new possibility for magic, implying that it is still magic, but it's another form. So you can't say that it's not magic.
Oh no, curse, it's a different variation similar to something like dragon power, because dragon power is completely different from magic. It's its own source.
Alright, can you prove that then?
Yeah.
Can you prove that curse is a variation?
It's a different variation similar to dragon power. Well, because then yes, I actually can. I can give you the exact logic because they were activating Face. Okay, Face erases Ether Nano. So hey, listen, Face erase.
Okay, so curse is different from Ether Nano, which is another form of magic. Okay, cool.
Ether Nano is magic. That's where they draw their magic. That's how that's how wizards and fairy tale work. They absorb the Ether Nano in the air and they put it in their body and they turn it to magic. Face was erasing Ether Nano and it was going to wipe out all Ether Nano on the continent, and the demons could still use curse power.
It's another form of magic.
From
Ether
how?
Nano is one form. And then curse is implied. Or actually,
no, Ether Nano is how they can use magic. It's magic. It's magic particles. And Face destroyed all of it. And so if you have,
it's literally showing in the panel. It's literally showing the panel, my guy.
He says a new possibility. That doesn't mean it's the exact same thing. If you want to say magic, which magic in fairy tale from Ether Nano is very similar to that of Black Clover. You're absorbing magic and stuff from the air, and curse power is a completely different source. If you want to say it's a variation, but you can't treat it the same in the idea if it's stemmed from a completely different source.
This proves it's nature energy. It will just be an energy system, and if anything.
But it's an energy. But it's not the same. It's not the same type. Like Black Clover and Fairy Tale's idea of magic is very similar. There's magic. There's magic in the environment.
It will be nature energy or something, or negative energy. Okay. And then, like, Asta even negates negative energy. He even purifies that shit as well. I'll send the scans for luck. And the other instances where he negates negative or even.
But that was the resurrection spell. That was a spell. That wasn't a curse.
No, not really. It's literally shown to be also negative energy. He was also able to sense negative energy.
It's a spell.
Well. And even then, I'll even send the statement from himself in this new chapter where he says he's messing with, like, new and negative energy. I'll even send that scan.
Go ahead. It's a completely different source. It's similar to how Black Clover has magic,
Matter.
and they have
Energy,
anti-magic, which is a completely different energy
similar
source. That's the
it
same as
wouldn't really
curses.
matter.
Curses
It
stem
wouldn't
from a
really matter. It's still
Yes, it
energy.
does.
If it's similar energy, then Asta would just still negate it.
No, it's not
If it's
similar
similar
though.
energy-
But curse power
just-
it stems from a completely different
negative
source. It's
energy.
from a completely
It
different
doesn't matter if it's
source.
a different source.
Yes, it
it's
is.
literally still energy.
It's to the point that if you completely eradicate everything that magic stems out of in Fairy Tale, that curse power will still be there. Similar to how dragon power was still there. It's a completely different source. It's still an energy source,
Another form of
but
energy,
it's a
which
com-
again,
but it's
Asta
not
can still negate
magic.
'cause It's similar. It's okay. Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
It's still similar to energy. It's anti-magic isn't magic.
It's not.
it's
It's
still
a
able
different.
to-
It's a different energy.
Yeah, different form of energy, and it's still able to negate all of that. It's able to negate spiritual, physical, even nature energy, and even now negative energy with the scans I'm sending.
But curse power is not spiritual. It's not nature energy. It's emotional based.
Curse power and Black Clover. Curse power and Black Clover.
Show me Asta negating specifically
curse
a curse,
power-
please.
Curse power is confused with
Show me Asta negating a
basically-
curse, please.
magic.
Show me Asta negating a curse, please. Specifically
Alright,
a curse.
Okay, that's easy.
Okay.
Okay, that's simple. Radius.
Go for it.
Okay, man, I'll get you that real quick. That's easy. I'll even send you the statement
Okay.
of Radius even calling it curse, by the way.
So you can, if so, then low-level curses from Radies level people of very weak characters. Gotcha.
Even then, I would just argue like the devil too, because he's made of negative emotion as well. Negative mana, so still curse
Okay.
energy in a sense.
That's
Still negates
in a sense is
And
not
it's
canon
like-
that if you want to try and push that his weird body it's not
Why
curse.
is it not canon?
Can you show me where the word devil's
Why it's
body
negative-
is stated to be
Ne-
curse and
it's
not
negative-
magic?
it's negative.
But it's
negative,
not a
that's- alright,
curse.
that's
But it's
true.
not a. But his body is not made of
Specifically-
curse power. You're head
It's
canoning right
negative
now.
energy. In
It's not curse power. It has so it.
Curse power. All right, my guy, hold up. My
Okay.
guy, curse power in Fairy Tail stated to be from negative energy, from basically emotion, negative emotions. You keep
Okay. So can you show me where the word devil is made of negative emotion energy, and not just negative,
negative
dark
mana? I'll send that real quick.
But
I'll
that's
send
co-
the negative mana part.
But curse power in Fairy Tail is not even close to mana. It's a completely different energy source to the point where if you erased all of the equivalent ether, nano, and mana,
Maybe
curse
from
power is still there
Maybe
because
from
curse.
negative emotions, my guy. And
Okay.
So basically, since it's from that, you would just assume that it's nature.
No, it's
negative
not
energy.
because
You would
with
assume
the
that
word devil, it's still
Why would it
it's
not?
magic.
Okay,
It's still
okay, why would it
mana.
not? Why would it not?
It's just it'd be like a variation of ether nano. Curse power in Fairy Tail is not a variation of ether nano. It is not. It's canonically and in any way provable not. Because even if you erased all ether nano, it would still be there.
Just another form of energy, and it's basically
So?
it's literally shown it's stated to be negative energy,
Okay.
negative emotion. So
But
we would just
it's
assume that
completely
negative
different.
energy.
It's completely
Okay, that
different.
doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yes, it
It's
is.
It's effectively shown to be a negative emotion.
Okay.
Which we can just assume negative energy. So I wouldn't really care what you think.
Okay.
If it's literally shown to be this, then we would assume it's also this.
No, that's you assuming.
Unless you could prove that it's not, unless you could prove that it's not the case, then cool.
I already did. It's a completely different variation because negative mana is still it's a variation of mana. Curse power is not a variation of ether nano. It's a completely different thing, similar to dragon power.
Why? That wouldn't matter, because it would just be negative energy. I just literally told you right now. You're just being stubborn as hell.
No, because you're just making things up right now.
Literally just being stubborn right now. You're
No, I'm
literally
not.
being stubborn.
I'm not.
You literally are. Bro.
I'm being very
Alright, man,
calm
fine.
and being very polite to you about
Alright.
this.
Let's get back on point now. We still negative point. Let's
Go
get
on.
back on point.
I'm gonna get the scan of the devil, or yeah, the negative energy from the devil. I'll get that real quick.
Oh yeah, where
Right.
are them scams at?
In debates. Oh, I'm sorry if I sound weird. I'm kind of sick. Sorry.
But Asta wasn't negating his body. He had to go specifically for his heart that was made of magic. They just said
Is
negative.
his heart in his
magic.
body?
It's negative
Is his
magic. It's
heart in
just
his body?
dark magic.
Is his heart in his body?
But his heart was the only thing that had an actual form.
Is his heart in his body? Yes or no?
Because otherwise he could just negate his physical form.
Is his heart in his body? Yes or no?
Yeah, but that wasn't the part that mattered.
Hey, okay, you're ignoring the question, my guy. Just answer the
I
question.
already
Is
answered.
his heart in his body? Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
yes, all right. So it will still be in his body, and he was affecting his body still. So it really matter. It still wouldn't matter. He's touching his body with the sword, so it wouldn't matter.
But it didn't do anything special against it. His body just grew back. It's not like Austin negated his ability to do it.
It was able to negate. It was able negate the curse. It was able to negate the negative emotion from it, and which is still negative energy. Which basically from this, it would just negate Zeref's curse power. And even then, yeah, it would just.
So
negate,
where
Zeref's
are you
curse
getting
power.
the comparable ability of the Word Devil to Zeref?
Uh,
Because again, we discussed
'cause the
this.
fact
You
that
know what
it's
a
still
no
negative
you know what a
power-
no
still
limits
negative
fallacy
power.
is. You've already admitted this.
No, literally just saying it's still negative. It would just be negative energy, which I'm saying.
Okay, but like I said, you need to know what a no limits fallacy is because there's a cap. Nothing is unlimited.
And then, like,
up to what Asta has
um,
shown, not
I mean, like,
not Asta
I would just
unlimited
argue
forever.
that like, Radius was able to bring back Pottery, and he was still inflicted by the dark magic, the negative mana from the devil himself, and so that would just prove that the cursed power itself is able to work on higher beings or higher people. So, like, your whole point, like, oh, it just works on low people.
No,
or
I
just
said
this
it can
level.
go up. No, as I said, like I said, it's either up to their
saying it's
should
higher
level or
people.
what they've shown.
Higher to those people. That's my point. I'm not saying it's like to that. I'm just saying I'm just trying to upscale it. That's my point.
Okay, it's like I said, it's up to whatever he's shown capable of or what he should be capable of. You don't have to try.
Radius himself is able to
Yeah, up to
bring back
Petrie.
Pottery.
But that's soul
Okay,
manipulation. That's completely different. That's a hack. That's like time magic.
We're still able to bring it back, and that's the same Pottery that's still affected by the soul.
I'm just saying, but that's not magic affliction. That's soul. It's not like he's affecting his quantity of magic. He's affecting just his soul specifically. Same thing with time magic. Time magic.
Form of a curse.
I'm just saying
It's literally a form of
it's
curse.
more of a hack's power
Okay,
rather than the
okay.
straight power.
I don't
I'm
care if it's
agreeing.
hack, it's literally upscaling it.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me. Keep going. Tell me when you're done.
But what else would I put this? You know, for Gil.
Huh? For Gil.
Gil.
Gil? What are you
For
saying?
Gil. Basically, she attacked Merliana when she was an elf, and you do know that her magic itself, can literally just fuck with the person's like a reaction and can make them weaker.
Yeah.
So then I would just argue like her as well, just making Zeref weaker on the fight.
Okay. I'm prepped and
So
ready
just-
whenever you're ready.
This is still going to speak because like people like these will scale to that base Asta, and like especially for Gil who scales to Merliana, who like is still relative and stronger than that base Asta as well. So like they'll just be 400 times FTL, like they'll just be that fast.
All right, go ahead.
I think I'll stop for here. I want to listen to what you have.
Okay. So I'd like to go first. The Sekri thing, trying to be a farm. Good luck getting in close to even a few feet of Zeref, considering he literally radiates death. He can stop time. He can teleport.
Can you prove that it radiates death?
Yes, I absolutely can prove he radiates death. Like I can pull up literally any single chapter that he has. I'm doing it right now.
I'm just asking.
I know I'm doing it right
It's
now.
like-
I'm doing it right now. I'm literally
No,
pulling.
no,
I'm pulling up scans.
I would.
Yo, just
Also,
let
like,
him pull up.
like-
I'm pulling up scans. I know you haven't read Fairy Tale, so I'm
Alright,
being
calm
very,
down,
I'm very
Sosa.
patient with you.
I'm just asking questions.
And while I'm doing it, I would like to just answer the whole like idea of potency of negating his curse. There's nothing in even remotely close to Zeref's curse in Black Clover, because even if you wanted to argue anything of Black Clover to Zeref's curse is not from Zeref. Zeref's curse is from Ankh Saram. Ankh Saram's a god who even Acnologia post space between time, eating something beyond the comprehension of humans after they've already understood infinite magic, something beyond that, an actual god of life and death.
Can I ask you to prove anything, please?
Yes, the curse of Ankh Saram. I'm literally getting to it. So Zeref, as showing, he radiates death to things that get close to him, and it's not just death magic.
Is my question.
I'm literally pulling them up as I'm talking to you. Can you?
No, I'm asking you, like, what would be the the potency of it is what I'm asking.
It's beyond. It's currently the top thing right now because Ankh-Saram is the god tier of fairy tale. There's nobody currently above him. He is above Zeref. He's above Fairy Heart Zeref. He's above Acnologia. He's above the Dragon Gods. He is the current strongest character by far within. What?
Like statements of these, please.
Dude,
Do you have
I.
any statements of like his curse being above anything? Because like
What?
this could just be like
What is?
people who got to this like you're.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What
I'm
do you say?
asking you like, can you prove that this specific person or like this curse is like the strongest out of the
Yes,
entire verse?
I can. I can. I'm literally doing that as I'm talking to you. I'm literally pulling up scans as I'm talking to you, man.
I'm trying to make sure. 'Cause I'm not trying to.
I
like,
know.
I'm
I'm
not
getting
trying
it.
to,
So Ankh-Saram,
supply me.
Ankh-Saram is he's god of everything to the point where Zeref, after 400 plus years of trying to kill himself, could not, using every magic within fairy tale, using literally creating a race of over 10,000 super broken demons that include things like turning people into bombs, ripping out their souls, straight necromancy, multiple very hacks abilities, and none of them could kill him. You have things like Etherion. You have practically everything. The only thing that could actually destroy his curse was the same curse. Let me pull up some stuff. Actually, I have volume 62 open, to where Zeref, even after he got to the point of, even after the absorbing infinite power, absorbing, or taking control of a little hole in the universe that connects to time, he did not have the confidence. The only way that he'd be able to destroy his curse is to reverse time before it even happened. One second, let me pull it up. And that even Acnologia, being the dominant, most powerful shown character, Ankh-Saram has been shown, but he is known to be in it, that even with that, his curse would not be broken. So let me pull that up. One second. I think it's 531. Let me see where it is. Let me see. Somewhere in 531. They're talking to Mavis and shit. Let me see. There it is. Dun, 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 dun.
If you don't mind me asking.
Here's
you
Zeref.
guys are on-
I was gonna say
wait.
Zeref. Even with even the point Acnologia wouldn't be able to kill him. He'd be immortal. He literally spent 400 years trying to raise himself. Could not do it.
Could it
Zeref.
be
Quick question.
Unity?
From the judge.
No, he's immortal.
Are you guys are on the point of like how potent it's like what his death magic is?
Yeah, the curse of Ankh-Saram, because it's not Zeref's power. It's Ankh-Saram's curse. It's something beyond his control.
Like we're on the point of potency.
Yeah, so just try and get into like quantifying how strong he is, or at least like just how strong the curse is, because it's kind of like getting into like a lot of rambling. No offense.
Yeah.
Man, you ran for like 20 minutes. Yeah.
What's the quantification of this quote unquote hacks? On this quote unquote hacks, my bad.
The curse of Ankh-Saram scales up to literally the highest point in fairy tale. You can get the space between time, fairy heart. It's because it comes from Ankh-Saram. It is the highest thing, and the only thing that could destroy it was itself.
Like what's the potency of it? What would be the potency like tier wise?
I mean, it would scale above something like the Phoenix, which was able to end up like that could scorch the entire planet clean. What?
Okay, so planet level?
Yeah, sure.
Planet level?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So I would just argue Dorothy.
Dorothy is
about that.
no. Dorothy is not universal. Don't bring that bullshit in here. If you want to argue that,
Why-
then it'd
why
be
should-
above. If you want to argue that, then it'd be above Fairy Heart and Infinite Energy. So there you go. It would just be what we can pull up multiversal Zeref. Zeref affecting all timelines.
Why would it be multiverse? Why would it be like that would be universal compared to high?
No, because Zeref isn't. He's not time traveling. He's reversing time from ever happening. He's undoing time across the multiverse.
Oh.
He's time resetting.
Why would it be multiverse?
Because
why
he
is it
he has
multiversal?
to affect every timeline, so it doesn't create a time paradox. That's why
You
he's
prove
time
that-
resetting
you prove
instead.
that everything.
Yeah,
Prove that's every time.
I can. It's a time reset. He even says it's a time reset. If you
He's
didn't,
what-
if
okay,
you
that would
didn't,
just be the reset of that universe. That would just be universal right there.
no, because if you didn't, it would just create a time paradox. Things would still exist.
Okay,
He's
that
undoing
would
it from
still
ever
just
happening.
be- That would just be still universal, my guy. If it's time in that universe, that would just be universal still.
Then what about the space between time, which is beyond infinity? It's beyond human comprehension, and they could comprehend infinity.
That'll still be universal.
No, it wouldn't be
If anything.
beyond. If anything, he's controlling 2 universes at that point. So there you go. And let's not humor the. Let's not humor the.
Finite universe.
Can we not humor the
That's too
horribly goofy
Here,
universal Dorothy theory? It's
Okay,
so
it
inconsistent
sounds
and ridiculous.
I don't care.
It doesn't make any logical sense,
Okay.
and this is the
Okay,
same
that doesn't
argument
matter.
from
Okay,
people
I
saying
don't
that
care
she's
if it
above
does.
the
I
dark
don't
triad.
care.
Please don't.
Care.
Let's
What up?
don't try and push this. Don't try and push this, Sosa. This is so. Don't please.
Chill. Chill. Just let them argue it. It doesn't matter. Just
Please
trying
don't.
to tell them to stop trying to argue.
Let's
a
not
point,
push
'cause we're
this
gonna, like,
goofy
do
universal
everything.
Dorothy. Oh my God.
Okay, sir.
I'm just-
Just let him go over it. There's literally no point in like. Trying
Okay,
to
so Zeref, as immortal, he literally radiates death. He knows every black magic and fairy tale, which includes he can straight put a
That would-
flesh-eating virus
Since his
directly into
hack-
your brain. He can
Right.
soul rip. He can
Universal.
stop time. He can
Since
create.
his hacks would just be like universal range at least, Dorothy would just be high universal.
he
which
can
is
create-
already greater than.
So he can also stop time, and he can rip people's powers out of their
And-
body and take their magic. So he can
Okay,
literally stop.
You know what's funny is that she literally gets speed blitzes before anything else.
He's immortal.
Fact that-
Tell me how he can literally
It
just
doesn't
stop.
matter.
How did he can
He gets
just stop
blitzed.
time?
Okay then.
And he and,
You,
and,
okay,
he,
you
and
have
he
to prove that he did that before he gets blitzed.
and he can also erase
Alright.
things upon contact with him, and I
Okay,
can show you that before you
okay,
ask.
prove that Zeref can scale- Alright, prove that Zeref can spread at least 400 times TL. Prove that.
These niggas fighting.
For what? Oh no, Zeref should scale above something like Lost Aspect or
Wait.
Dragon Force, which I didn't bring this up last time because I forgot about it. You
Which
have
one
Lost
else
Aspect,
completely
which is
go
a
over?
by just default
You guys
a
are all
multiple hundred times multiplier before you want to try and pull that
you
out.
both are shotgunning.
What?
Chill. You both are shotgunning. Let's go point by point. I don't think you guys fully went over speed, right? Just go completely over speed and then take one point at a time because you guys are just throwing points back and forth and not fully refuting them. You're just saying no, that doesn't work without any reasoning. So then that would like mess up the judgment.
That's what I've been trying to bring up
Okay,
things
so-
like this
now I have
trying to
it-
argue
speed,
speed
but
gap is
I'll
kind of
play-
gonna be fucked when he can just stop time. He can erase things that come into contact with him. Which I can show you.
Because you have to
Yes,
prove
he
that his
can.
activation.
It's
Alright, so,
automatic.
you know his activation. Why would it be automatic? Alright, prove that's passive.
I'm showing you right now. Not to try to
Exactly.
swing a magic sword at him and it just disintegrates.
That could just be him like activating right there. That could just be like.
Where's the
Like,
sign
he's
of
still
where's
cautious, right?
where's the sign of
He's still cautious,
activation?
right?
Where's the sign of activation?
Okay, no, that's the
And then
he's still cautious.
what is
Right.
your okay? Then what's
Right.
your argument against the fact that if you get close to him, he's going to be radiating death magic? He can teleport. He can stop time.
I would argue Asta just negating this because of the fact that
Asta
he was
Asta
still
negates
above-
what? Stopping time?
He is able to he's shown to negate all forms of magic and even the effects of magic itself. This
He
would be
can't
an
negate.
effect.
He's not
You know,
negating. Can you?
You know,
He's not
the short
negating
story
time.
shown to-
Asta cannot negate time
I would-
stop.
I would just bring up the fact that the Demon Destroyer Sword can just erase the cause and effect of magic, and even like to the point where it
It's-
doesn't even exist.
So how does it activate if time is stopped?
Okay, you will have to prove that his time activation would start before Asta can just blitz him and just negates his magic.
He just teleport. He's already superior to
Hey,
Demaria, who can
okay,
literally
that
stop
was-
time
that
by
was-
moving her
that was-
teeth.
That would just still tie into his reaction speed. All right, where does his reaction speed scale?
I don't use calc, 'cause I already told you this. I'm faster than
Okay, so
light.
like, okay, so baseline FTL, cool. Okay, so
Oh no,
FTL,
he should scale far beyond that because that starts around like something easy as like Sting and Zeref.
How much faster? How much? Like,
More than Lost Aspect
Quantify-
boost, which is multiple hundred times.
okay, can you prove that it's even a multiple hundred times? boost?
Yeah,
Can you prove
it's
that?
straight stated. I can show you. It's a straight stated multiple hundred times. 1 second, I'm pulling it up.
Hey,
I'm pulling it up.
all right, thank you. I'm saying thank you.
Lost Aspect. 1 second. Chapter 5, 22. Oh, I'm a little bit off. Where is it? Volume 60. I just gotta download it. Wait, no, I have it up. Never mind. Volume 60. Oh no, 61. Fuck. 1 second.
What volume is it? I want to buy them. Actually, I want to buy a fairy tale.
I own them all physically and digitally.
Well, I want to like. How many are there? So I can like focus on buying them.
63 main series.
I mean, like,
what is it? 3 currently.
How many volumes in the main series?
63. Well, you're gonna have more because almost everything is canon. So.
Wait, there are 3 series?
There's more than 3.
Yeah.
There's way more than 3. There's
Oh,
way more than 3 series. Almost all of them, but like one spin-off is canon. And it's got 2 anime-only arcs.
Manga?
Yeah.
Are these all mangas?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up.
I'll need to research later.
Pulling it up. Just give me a second. It's still loading. Downloading this whole fucking volume.
Okay. I'm just getting the scans from just so in the meantime, we're both doing something.
Okay. Pulling it up. I know the chapter number. I'm just trying to. I had to pull up a whole volume. So just take it a minute.
Okay, sure.
I just found in the page now. Dun-dun-dun. Lost aspect. Where is this? I think I found it. Alright. Where is it? There we go. Dun-dun. There we go. Lost aspect is a multiple hundred times multiplier. Several hundred times. Illustrated by Zeref.
Hold on, let me look for the definition of something. Like, several by like definition would be like 2 to 3 at least.
Several's like lowest is 3, I think.
Would be. All right, and like even then, I'll just
More than
upscale
2.
base I'll just upscale Asta.
I mean,
I'll just upscale Asta real quick. So since base, this is Elf Arc Asta. Elf Arc Asta. This is not current Asta because I'm gonna go into current Asta scaling. That's gonna be fun. But black base Asta right now is 400 as I've shown, and then you know that black Asta is a 2-time multiplier. Because it's comparable to Spirit Dive, and that's stated to be many times stronger.
Okay, so
like many times, like by definition, would be at least 3 to 4 at least.
Okay.
Definition. So, like, do you want to lowball to 3?
Sure. I just wanted to point out. So Irene should have, by being higher than normal Dragon Force, by being a dragon, far higher than something like Dragon Force, and Zeref in base casually is superior to her drastically. She straight says that in base he is beyond her completely.
Okay.
So then basically he would be like, base Zeref can casually take people at that multiple hundreds level.
Like what? 300 times 300 times FTL in base?
Yeah, you can casually in base trash people at that.
Okay, so base is 300. Okay, cool.
Base is casually far beyond that.
Hey, casually doesn't. I don't fucking care about casually.
Well, casually shit.
That, like, all right, prove that.
I can show you how casual is. He literally walked up.
Okay, can you quantify the difference between casual and full power Zero? Can you quantify the difference?
I mean, I don't think it really matters.
You or no? Okay, it does matter because you're trying to say like, oh, casual, so like he should be more faster when he's full power. But since you can't quantify it, that would be a hick in itself. And we would just say that full power Zeref would be the same speed level as well. Okay, cool. Okay, so base is 300. And now, base Asta is 400, already faster than Zeref, but I want to upscale him real quick to... So, this base Asta, Elf Arc Asta, is 400 in his base, and then many times is 3 times, it's a 3 times amp right there, and Black Asta is comparable to Spirit Dive, which is stated to be a many times multiplier, so basically 400 times 3.
1200.
That would just
so even if you wanted to argue four times is not fast enough to blitz. That is absolutely not fast enough to blitz.
Oh no, just wait until I get to the other part, dude. Just wait.
You're gonna need to be
Um,
far faster
wait,
than
my guy.
4
Just wait.
times. And then you're
Because
gonna
now we're
somehow
getting the
get
base
through.
off. We're getting the base off right now.
And you're gonna have to somehow get through time stop, which literally just has. She's superior.
It's
Zeref
still-
is superior to
it's still-
Demario, who literally just has to move her
Okay, we
teeth.
already agreed to the fact that Zeref is 300 times FTL in reaction, combat, and travel speed. We already agreed to that. So, Asa still blitzed before his comprehension. But either way, let me continue my scaling for speed. Let me continue my speed scaling real quick.
I argue more than 300 because it should be already multiple times from just having something like you got Sting catching multiple light speed attacks in base, and I can show you that before. What?
What's the difference?
Let me show you. That's just why I don't like calcs,
Can you
because
show
if
me
something
like-
doesn't have a calc, it's somehow rendered irrelevant.
Like show me like quantification. Okay, I don't care. I don't
That's what I'm
really
saying.
think.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because you're not, you don't come with an argument, you just come with, well, calc, and that's it.
In the calc itself relies on the series itself, and you also have to
Well,
like
the calc
argue why
also,
this calc.
the calcs already are rendered irrelevant if you can't argue that that was the author's intention.
No. There's ways to counter calcs. You just don't know
Yes,
how to
it
argue
is.
it. That's why.
No,
Credit.
because this is the clear
don't get
point.
it.
No, I'm just saying it's a clear point, because if something doesn't have a calc, you're like, well, it's irrelevant then. And then it's only if something only matters if it has a calc. That's what I'm saying. And then you're
It'll just be unquantifiable.
okay. Yeah, exactly. You're like, well, it doesn't count then.
Okay, so you agree that's unquantifiable.
I'm agreeing. I'm going off the point that that you're just relying on some guy that did math on one thing but not on another, and you're like, well, then I guess the other thing doesn't matter. And you already have him catching light literally from close range, multiple times light speed.
After, like,
In
second
base
arc,
form.
reflected light beams. So,
Okay.
if anything, those.
Okay.
Okay, continue on my speed scaling. Base current Asta is just as strong as that black Asta in the Elf Park.
I'm aware.
Because of the fact that he is shown to use Black Divider and even more spells than that black Asta was even struggling with.
What do you put Asta's level at for damage?
Base. Oh, no, we're not covering AP. We're covering speed still. Like this is
I'm
what
awaiting
Apollo
I'm waiting for your salamander argument.
I don't really need that because I can just scale.
You really do.
Actually,
Just finish speed first before you guys start doing all that new shit.
basically, since base is just as strong as that black Asta, base would also be 1200 FTL because the fact he's just as fast and strong as that one. Due to the fact that this same base Asta is shown to use Black Divider and spells that even that Black Asta was struggling with, especially with Black Divider, especially with that one. So, and then we already agreed to many times being a 3-time multiplier, so 1200 times 3, that's 3600.
Okay, are you done?
With the speed point, like, what does Zeref have that even scales to 3600? Otherwise, Ashley just
So
blitzes it and
like I
makes
said, this is my issue. With
Hey,
calcs.
I don't
I'm
care.
saying because
Please.
you don't have any argument other than just somebody did a calc on one, but you're like, well, it doesn't matter because there's no calc on it. It doesn't come with any gauge of the feats. It comes to which it only comes down to which one did somebody do a calc on, which is completely ridiculous, and it renders out anything that didn't get. I'm saying it. Your argument only matters in this aspect. I'm saying that it only matters. You're only going for it because you're saying, well, this wasn't calc, so it can't feed up. It's not of which one has better showings. It's which one has better calcs, which is the argument that I'm going against. But I want to say, it's not really going to matter when Zeref can just stop time. He can teleport. He can just straight look at them, and he can straight just. He can. Why would blitzing him matter? He wouldn't die. He wouldn't get taken down.
Would negate the effect. Did you realize that?
Negate what effect? Asta cannot negate an
so
effect
you
of
guys are going in
Zeref's
circles,
curse.
so I'm gonna need y'all to chill out. Okay.
I'm arguing that Asta cannot negate Zeref's curse to any degree.
Okay.
Complete
So what are you arguing?
complete erasure of magic does not affect Zeref's curse.
Okay. So what are you arguing?
Arguing speed and how Asta just blitzes Zeref before he can even activate any of his spells.
Okay, Rax, what did you say?
I'm saying that him in the idea of blitzing him. For one, you're gonna have to argue that he somehow gets there before he can just stop time. Zeref can also teleport.
Okay, so hold up,
But-
Sosa. You asked, what is the activation time, right? Okay, Rax, what did you say?
I'd say he's superior to Demaria, who can stop time literally just by moving her teeth.
Okay, how fast is the Maria's activation time?
Well, it just moving her teeth. She literally just moves her teeth and time stops.
Okay, so what did you say?
That's which he is superior to her. Okay.
He has to react to that, my guy.
Okay, what's the
And this
main
is-
problem here?
Why does Zeref doesn't have to
Is it
stare at
because
Asta?
Calc
He
is
doesn't
right?
have to be looking at anybody. He can just move. He can just stop
All
time.
right, chill out, chill out.
Trying to say that it's passive.
No, I'm saying that he doesn't have to look at Asta. He can just stop time right from the start.
Okay, let's
How
finish
big
this.
is
Let's
that?
just finish the speed point. Okay, Rax, how fast is it?
For him,
That would just be unfair advantage.
Chill out,
multiple
Rax. What is
times.
it? What is it? How? Okay, Sosa asked how fast is it? What did you say?
I would just say multiple times faster than light. I don't like, as I've
Oh,
said.
yeah.
Okay,
I don't go with
Sosa,
Calcs.
then go from there.
Yeah.
Go from there.
We agreed that it was 300 times FTL. We agreed to that. Because we agreed that many
Yes,
times.
but I don't
several
agree
is at
with
least-
Calcs. That's what I'm going with. Just telling you.
Oh boy.
Okay. But if you're gonna argue that, well, you get to pick the rules and I don't get to argue of stuff that I don't approve of, just putting that out there.
And like, okay, then prove the calc wrong. Prove the calc wrong itself.
I don't agree with the idea of calculations in general.
Okay.
Because like I said,
You
because
cannot
then
agree something.
Okay,
then
hold on.
you're only arguing
Rax, you
against
have
the
to
feat.
actually try to debunk the calc. You just
I
can't
know.
say you
No,
can't
I'm just saying I don't agree with calcs in general.
Well, that's fine, but that doesn't work in a debate.
Well, in the debate, you would have to both agree
not
to
argument.
use something for it to even be there.
That is an argument for
Calcs aren't
incredulity, so it doesn't matter.
calcs aren't built in for like absolute. I'm saying it has to be agreed to use
You have
them.
to explain. You have to explain why you like.
Yeah.
Why it's like.
I know. I'm saying the reason I don't agree with them is you have something like this where it's there's no calculation for this feat, so you can't use it. Like it's a
Okay,
rule
did
if you
you
have
guys
to.
ever agree on this before the debate?
I'm saying I don't agree with it, but I'm saying it doesn't
No,
really
I'm
matter
saying,
because
did you
there can
guys
just stop time.
Did you guys talk to each
I
other
told-
before
I
debate
told him-
about not using calc?
I told him long before I don't use calculations and I don't like them. I told him that.
Well,
weeks
that's
ago.
fine if you don't use it, but that doesn't mean he can't.
I'm
use
saying is I don't use them and I'm not going to agree with them. But
it.
I
That's
don't.
fine, but
Okay.
that doesn't matter. You have to prove it wrong. Sosa, have you substantiated that the calc is right?
Due to the fact that
Why is it
it's
right?
based off of the Mirleona. It's based off of the Mirleona feat itself,
Have
and
you
like
checked the
Did you
math?
prove why that? Did you prove why it's correct though?
yeah, with the panels itself, I sent the panels to the feat and the calc itself.
Okay,
it
Rax,
was-
did you attack the claim?
I attacked the claim of calcs in general. Like I said, I don't like them. I think they're a very flawed system.
Well,
Hey,
doesn't matter. If they're flawed, you should be able to debunk it.
I gave you the reason why I don't
Can
agree
you-
with
yeah,
them
can you
because
debunk
then
the
it's
calc,
I
Rax?
just
If Sosa used
I'm
the feat,
I'm going against. I just said calcs. I just told you why in general. Why calcs in general.
It doesn't matter why you
Yes,
don't
it
like it.
does.
You have to prove it wrong if he substantiated with the calc.
Okay.
Did you even look
But
at the calc to try
Can
to
you
prove it wrong?
can you show me where
Did you
calculation?
ever look
Can-
at the calc to try
Hey,
to prove it wrong?
Can you argue why calcs?
Did you ever
Can
look
you-
at the calc and try to
Can
prove
you
it
tell
wrong?
me
Answer
what?
me.
Can you tell me why they're
Wait,
automatic? Why we
So
have that
whatever
calculation?
you say, you have to prove it wrong before you say you don't like it. It doesn't matter. It's a debate.
Okay.
Lotus,
Can you
you
tell me
have
where?
to
Can you
prove
can
it
you tell me?
wrong,
Can you
Rex.
tell me where
You
calcs are
understand
absolute?
that?
Can you tell me where they're
We'll
absolute in
leave
debates?
this
Can you tell me
out
where they're
to
absolute and
the-
they're
to the
automatically in
judges.
it? Can you tell me where they're automatically in it, regardless of my opinion?
Look.
Can you
okay.
show me a rule book?
So do you know what calcs are used for?
Yeah, I'm aware what they use for. I'm saying that you. It's,
Okay, explain it to me.
You're literally just doing math from feats and trying to figure out things like time frames and distances to try and figure out numbers
Okay,
of how fast they are.
what type of
But I'm-
evidence is it?
But I'm saying if you have
What type
some,
of evidence
if
is
you
it,
if you
Rax?
want to argue, all right, if you want to argue,
Rax, what type of evidence is it?
it doesn't go against the idea of it's
So
something
you're just
that's.
not gonna answer me, right?
I'm trying. Listen, I'm trying to give you my argument. You're interrupting me,
It's-
and you're trying to.
it's-
You're trying to
It's either
direct.
it's
You're
a
trying to
primary
direct.
source
No,
or
you're
it's- or
trying
it's a
to.
supporting
You're trying.
evidence.
You're trying to direct my answer towards what you want. And
Secondary or
if you
primary,
if
which
you
one
let
is
me
it?
finish, I think it's supplementary. I think it can assist. I don't think it's.
Okay.
I'm saying I don't think it's absolute.
So what's wrong with
Because-
him using it?
I'm just saying I don't agree with that. He can use it if he wants. I'm saying
You
I
have
don't.
to prove it wrong. It doesn't matter if you agree with it or not.
I'm
He can
saying-
say he doesn't agree with
I'm
your
saying
point.
I don't
You have
agree
to
with the
prove why
method in
it's right.
general, and if you would listen to me for 5 seconds without interrupting, I can try and tell you. I've said it 6
You
or
tried to
7
scream
times.
over me for like 2 minutes straight.
Because
What are you talking about?
I already was agreeing with the idea. I'm saying I don't agree. I'm trying to
As long as
explain to
it's
you.
even
If you would
Okay.
let me give.
All right.
Leave it up
Okay.
to the
How about
judgment. Leave
this
this up to the
then?
judgment.
I'm telling you right now. I don't. I'm saying why I
Okay.
don't agree.
How about this
Yeah.
then? Look. Okay. Look. We'll figure. Okay. We'll settle this.
Right said
How
he gonna
about
let him
this?
use it.
This time.
Let
This
Josuke
time.
talk. Josuke's trying to talk.
If you guys ever debate again, Sosa,
I told him weeks ago that I don't use
hold
calcs.
up.
I don't like calcs.
It doesn't matter. You both have to agree, like you said, right?
But if we both have to
Okay.
agree, then I don't
No,
agree.
okay.
He can use it.
You just said we both have to agree, so I would have to agree to use calcs in what you just said,
all
right?
You didn't say that before the debate. If you had let me
Okay,
finish,
but why
right?
are they by default?
Okay, look.
Why
next
are
time,
they
if you guys
why
ever
are they
debate
setting
again,
by default?
if Sosa agrees not to use a calc, then he doesn't have to use it, right? But this time,
But why
just
is it by
concede on
default?
that
Why
she's
is it
slower.
automatic? Why is it
Okay,
automatic?
that's all you have to do.
Answer the question. Why is it automatic that we have to use calcs?
Lotus, let me
Y'all
take
said
this.
none.
Let me
All
take
right,
this.
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
don't know what the argument
Follow.
is because Rex
So-
already said he gonna let him use it. So if he said he gonna let him use it, then the argument should have been dead.
Yeah.
I
so
said
you
he
just
can
say
go
you
ahead.
don't
I'm
agree.
saying I don't agree with them.
He just
Because
don't
this is
agree
just
with
Rax's
it, so he
argument
let him
because
use
he
it.
doesn't agree with the calc. It doesn't matter
But
if
what?
Sosa's
But what did I
right.
just? What? So answer the question because you said we both have to agree. So if we both have to
Yes,
agree,
you
if
didn't
we
let me
both-
finish the sentence though. I was trying to say before
Go ahead.
before the debate.
Yeah, he just said before the debate. So you guys didn't agree to not use calcs. You just said.
But why are they?
Yeah.
But
It
why are
doesn't
they
just
by
go
default?
one way. You have to agree to. You have to both either agree or disagree.
But
Either
why-
that or it doesn't matter.
Okay, but if we don't
Okay, and-
decide to go against it, why is it by default that calcs are in there? If I don't agree with it, it's not like it's a rule that they're
If you don't
automatically in every
agree with
single
it,
fight.
then you
It
just-
doesn't matter if you don't agree with it.
Okay.
It's evidence. Again, it's like.
Yeah, it's
It's-
just
it's
supporting evidence that
supplementary
Sosa's
evidence.
using this
Unless
to
you
actually
agree
quantify his
beforehand.
It's
claim.
supplementary evidence. Like I
unless
said,
you
you
agree
can use it.
beforehand not
The
to
issue
use
that I
it.
said that I have with it is when you have something like, oh, here's a feat. Oh, it doesn't have a calc, then it can't be used.
No, you
Like
can
the
use
idea
Oh,
that it
that's what
doesn't.
you're- look,
It doesn't
Lotus,
matter if you use
let
the
me-
feed.
Nah,
The
Sosa-
feed is the
Sosa-
primary
Sosa-
source.
He hasn't did
Okay.
that to you. He's letting you use your feats and he's
Yeah,
using
that's what I'm
his calc.
saying. I'm saying that the
Okay.
idea of like when I post something, he's like, well, there's a calc, we can't have a number for it. You can't use anything for it.
It's okay. So
No,
the reason, how
Because
he's-
then it
Go
just
ahead
comes
and
down to
explain.
which one
He's
has more
saying-
calculations, and if something doesn't have
all he's
calculation, then
saying-
it's
all he's
automatically
saying,
rendered
right?
not
all he's
usable.
saying, listen, right?
Do you know
All he's
it?
saying is that
Mashima and
if you have-
Tabata,
Hang
they
on.
don't calculate.
Let the
That's
let
what
the
I know.
judges
That's
talk
why.
right
That's
now.
one of the reasons I think
Let the judges
calculations
talk.
they're supplementary.
stupid.
I don't think they're hard like pressed like
Because
automatic.
Tabata and Mashima,
okay.
they're not calculating it.
I'm one of
Yeah.
the judges.
Basically
Let
hit
me
Yeah,
talk.
I know.
Are you even
Random
a judge?
shit the
Are you
fuck.
even a judge? Chill out.
Yeah, I am.
Alright, alright.
Hold up.
I wasn't
Before the
talking to you.
judges-
I was talking to
Hold
Nose.
Notice. All right. Before the judges speak, can we make the room bigger? Because of more people are joining. They want to join the very call that this debate's happening. So can we like extend the room or
Hey,
something?
Hey
Just-
Ken, go ahead and put the block off. Just take it
Like
off.
it's 40 right now. I even text you in DMs. Just kidding. Like I got ignored sadly.
You text me in,
like-
in Twitter. Like I'm not on Twitter right now, bro.
I'll text you on Discord.
Yeah. Hey Ken, go ahead and release the floodgates, bro.
Make it like 100 or just cap or something.
Alright,
Alright.
so the whole point that that Sosa's trying to make is if you have something that's unquantifiable, like above f like faster than light, it would be like a fallacious to say that like if you have it would be it's right to assume that it's at least like bare minimum FTL, but you provided like a little evidence for it to be a little bit above, right? So it's 300 times, but his calc got it above that 300 times. So there's nothing to say that his is wrong because all calcs are like empirical proof. It's like analytical evidence, right?
I think they're supplementary.
no-
I'm just saying I don't think they're like
Yeah.
automatic hard proof.
Okay.
Like well, it caps
Well,
here or it's automatic.
it doesn't-
Can't argue.
The whole point is like it doesn't matter if it's like if you believe it's like secondary like proof, right? It's still it's still evidence, and so unless you either agreed beforehand not to use calcs, or if you can debunk the calc or why calcs are like fallacious, then that would be how you would like argue against it. But you can't. You haven't.
But I'm
did
saying that
something,
you can't just
like-
have them. They're not default. If we both have to agree on them, or like say both, we have to
You
disagree.
don't both have to agree on the use of calc because they're just evidence, right? It's like saying you have to agree to use scans, right? Because all scans are just evidence, right? So if you
Well, scans are direct from the canon and stuff that the
Yeah, it
author
doesn't-
did.
it doesn't-
Calculations are fan fiction, like come up theories and
all
estimations.
It is, right? Again, all it is evidence, right? So if you, it's literally the same thing. It doesn't matter like form of evidence.
One of them is direct canon, and the other
It
one
doesn't-
is
it doesn't matter
fan
if
stuff.
what
It's fan
form-
theories.
Listen, right? It doesn't matter what form of evidence it is. It's like you have to directly like agree beforehand not to use it. So they can pull out literally like any form as long as you as long as you guys didn't specify beforehand that you weren't gonna use calcs. That's the whole point. So like I'm not gonna expand on this like anymore because I've already like explained why like the use of calcs, at least in this what you guys like have the preopposition that you guys have like put forth for why like his calc is like acceptable, and you haven't like debunked it. So you guys can
I'm not going for
continue,
the specific calc. I'm saying calcs in general. I just
well,
disagree with
doesn't-
calcs.
well,
I'm saying they're
again, it doesn't
they're
matter.
supplementary. They're not like hard canon.
Well, again, it doesn't matter. You guys can just continue on because
Yeah,
I
go
believe
ahead.
like I already have my judgment on the speed point. You guys were talking about before this got into a whole lot of madness. You guys were talking about the reaction time, and you had it at 300 times FTL.
I'm saying
And
it's
then Sosa had
he's
it.
just got a multiple 100 times multiplier.
Okay.
Hey,
that's
we
fine,
agree
that's
that
fine.
that
All right, that's
also
fine.
like several in that context would be 3, and that's 300
And this
times.
idea,
We agree
if you
to
want
that.
to like set him only at light speed, but I
Alright.
put him already in the
So
characters.
300 times
We-
Characters
okay,
below
I'm
him
pretty
are already
sure
way
the
higher than
judges-
that.
I'm pretty sure me and the other judges already have our opinions on what this like
Yeah,
on
go
this
ahead.
point, right? You guys can
I
go
do.
to the next
Yeah.
point.
Well, I wanted
What was it?
what I was trying to say when it comes to like specifically speed is there's so many things that he has that automatically is gonna become pretty hard for them to even in the idea of blitzing. You have literally radiating death magic, time stop, teleportation. He can make
Okay,
copies
you
of
guys
himself.
already went over the point. You guys already
Yeah.
went over the death the death point, right? And I at least have my own judgment on it. The
Yes.
other judges can ask and clarify certain questions, but I already have my opinion on it. You guys can continue with however that's when you guys don't agree on something and it's left up to the judges. You just continue like you've already won that.
Oh yeah, I was
argument.
still trying to drop stuff of why I think that even with his speed argument that I didn't think it mattered. When you have
You already said that it was passive, so that's fine.
I know I wasn't done though. I almost finished naming all the stuff that I wanted to point out. But I didn't get through everything.
Well, don't. Another thing, try not to throw out a whole bunch of points. Go one by one, because that's what a lot of this debate has been. Is just you guys throwing out.
Well, I'm trying to name stuff. I'm just trying to name. I'm just trying to name magic in general.
If you
'Cause he's got a
take
lot.
it one step at a time, it makes it way more organized, and it doesn't revert into like this barbaric form of like arguments where it's like, no, you're wrong, no, you're wrong. Just again, slow down in one point at a time, and then like give him a chance to refute it, and then if he brings up a point, he'll give you a chance to refute it.
I don't know.
That's all I gotta say for
Yeah,
right now.
I just wanted to finish naming the magic. So that's why I was saying like the speed debate didn't really matter because of all the things that he has that pretty much renders
right,
getting close kind of fucked.
All right. So we're back on the passive point, correct? Like, are we
What?
are we like in a mutual agreement that we're on the passive point as of now?
Zeref can't control his curse fully. It'll just pulsate.
It's not-
He can, but even if he tries not to, it will just go off on its
Oh.
own.
Okay, so like passive in a sense, I guess.
Yeah, it's passive.
I'll steal menu on passive. Okay?
It's
steal
like
menu- I'll
it's
steal
like
menu.
Gara's sand.
Alright.
It does its
Hold
stuff on its own.
I just feel. You know what steal menu is? You know what steal menu is? Yeah, that's what passive is.
Yeah,
It's like
that's what I'm
it's like you
saying.
don't need, like,
I'm saying it
use
does on its own.
Yeah, that's what passive is.
I know. I'm saying that it's gonna be going off if you get close to him or try not to. And his range isn't. It's not
Okay.
like 5 feet. He's decayed entire forests just from being around him.
Well, literally, okay, it doesn't really matter. All right. So you do realize that Asta himself is shown to passively erase mana, and then this
Okay.
is also with the same sword that can just neg this cause and effect of magic itself, and even magic effects. So the effect of that death magic
It's
would
a
just
curse.
get negged because it's an effect.
It's a curse.
Okay, Asta still makes curses still.
Can you
I
show me?
like proved
Can you show me
earlier
him affecting a curse up to Zeref's level?
that,
You guys
there's
already went over the.
I know. Asta has never dealt with something at Zeref's level. He's not negating it. The only time he's ever dealt with a curse himself was Rades' low level zombie that was trashed by
so the whole
captains.
thing-
So
Like, okay, like he didn't get. You guys stopped like after the like the whole reason he got into speed is because he was gonna like argue his like the Dorothy scaling. So like because you guys didn't go all the way into potency. So before you like continue, I would because you said it was like at least like what is it? The potency of like the death magic is like planetary. So he
I
just
was
didn't
trying to
put up
argue against the whole notion of universal Dorothy because it's ridiculous.
he didn't put up his argument yet. So like yeah,
I,
I'm just saying like
I just wanted to. Oh, I've pointed out to him multiple times. It's so inconsistent
Alright.
and it's such an
Alright,
outlier.
so,
It's
like,
ridiculous.
oh,
Because if you wanted to argue it, then I can just pull up Ultier's statement of being multiversal.
We're done with the speed, correct? We're done with speed,
Sure, go ahead.
correct?
Yeah, I'm saying the speed gap is irrelevant.
All right. All right. So we're both on speed. We're done with speed. So now let's cover the potency. So basically, Dorothy herself, her magic was able to create an infinite universe.
Oh my god.
That's by definition, that would be high universal level.
So that's an
Also,
outlier.
why would it be an outlier?
Because there's absolutely nothing consistent to it. So
no.
so
You
there's
know
a
what? Because the
statement.
fact
So
that,
there's a statement from
hold on,
Ultier. So
are you
let me
letting
just
me
put this up there. There's a statement
You're
from
making me
Ultier
point what
that
I'm
explains that she shrinks timelines and universes. If you want to argue that, if you want to argue that it's
let
fine
him
because
finish.
attacks.
Let him finish his point. Let him finish his point before you
God
start like
damn it, Rax.
interrupting him.
Fuck's sakes,
He
you're a
hasn't
fucking
finished it.
child.
No, because I've argued this before. It's such an outlier. It's so
Just
inconsistent.
matter.
this is a different
Bro,
debate.
Go ahead, go ahead.
strawmanning Sosa.
Go ahead.
This is
Fucking
outlier.
bird. Fuck, man.
Go
Alright,
ahead.
So, by definition, this would be high universal level, and even then, she's able to create an infinite, never-ending attack, and that still would stack on top of the high universal level as well. That will still stack on top of it. So her potency would be high universal, and then character scale above this, like the devil himself, and then Asa was able to negate him. So Asa's potency of his anti-magic would just be high universal level as well, because he fucked over the devil. You want me to send you a scan of literally Asa negating the devil?
No, I've seen us do his stuff, but when
Okay,
I
so
don't.
you- okay, so you-
I'm
the Asa negates the devil.
I'm arguing that it's a ridiculous claim. It's an outlier. There's nothing consistent to it at all because people above her. So we have one thing about Black Lord. It's very consistent. We have stuff like Patri. When he stemmed up his magic, it was able to cover most of the Clover Kingdom. When Julius went all, it was slightly bigger. We know that from the fucking. Let me finish.
That's decent.
I'm saying
telling you
that
why
there's
it's
nothing
wrong.
consistent to it. This is like if I argued that Gildart's level and above can fuck with black holes, or Ultier's statement that she fucks with multiverses. If you want to go by that, then we can just give Ultier multiversal level, and then there you go. Because she straight explains her powers by shrinking universes and timelines.
I'll cover that after we cover the Dorothy one. I'll cover that after. But basically, that's before Dorothy, right? So that would just be before the Dorothy part. And so that would just mean characters got exponentially stronger. So it wouldn't be inconsistent. It would just be a power cliff. So and shonen series are shown to do this too. You know that, right? Shonen series themselves are shown to do this.
Do you know what an outlier is?
Why would it be an outlier? Especially when Dorothy herself recreates the same universe in later chapters. I'll even send a panel for that as well for you.
Okay, so is Ultier multiversal from statement from herself?
We're not going Ultier yet. We're going on Dorothy.
But I'm giving you. If we go by your logic and we just take it, there's no idea. We ignore consistency, we ignore outliers. Then she's multiversal, and then Zeref is hundreds of times above her, even in base.
Okay, so Dorothy. Okay, so you want to steelman Dorothy. So steelmanning Dorothy was.
I'm saying that
high universal potency.
So do you know what an outlier is? Yes or no?
Okay, prove that's an outlier. I'm asking you that.
Because every single person above her consistently has set to a certain level. Like I said, you have Patri, Julius, you have Lumiere all set around small country level, and then something above them, like the Demon Lick, being able to, as Lumiere said, would destroy the country if his attack went off. That it was beyond him. A country level attack beating out a small country level character consistently. Again, this is like me arguing. Multiversal Ultier being able to withstand black hole Gildarts. It's so ridiculous. No, all this shit. The Lumiere flashback. The Lumiere. Are you trying to argue that Dorothy is above Lumiere?
We'll cover that after.
Do you want to argue that?
Right now we're trying to.
Do you argue? Are you trying to argue? And let me ask you. Do you think that Dorothy is stronger than Lumiere?
because we're trying to like just cover this point. This is just becoming obnoxious.
No, I'm asking you if what's it consistent to?
My guy,
What is
this
consistent?
is
What
entire-
else is? Can you show me a single thing that
Obnoxious.
makes Universal consistent?
All right, so Dorothy recreates the same universe later on.
That's the same person. What feat outside of Dorothy is consistent with it?
Do you wanted a feat of her like making? You wanted.
I'm asking for something to make it
consistent.
consistent.
Make it consistent. I just told you a feat. Dorothy
From
recreated the same universe
Dorothy.
again.
What character? Give me another feat. Give me something outside of Dorothy. You're going off. This is again. If you want to argue that that just straight goes, then I'll have multiversal ult here from her statement where she fucks. Okay, go for it. Then I have multiversal ult here.
Why would she be multiversal?
Because she straight explains how her power works. That she's creating infinite parallel universes and then shrinking them down. I already posted the panel.
So, hold up. All right. So before we get into this, before we really get into this, the problem with this is that in and of itself, like this right here would be an example of it being inconsistent actually because of the fact that Zeref, he states that he has infinite magic and like by that
Zeref
logic,
didn't have infinite
that was
magic
still
until he got Fairy Heart. So
okay, that still goes with my. This still goes with my point. Still,
Okay.
by this logic, like not logic, it's like it's literally shown. But like by this will still fall under the definition of basically high universal. And then in and of itself, and then,
except
like,
she's using time
basically
hacks. It's not the same.
So it's time hacks.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. You agree to it being time hacks, but anyways, this is still hacks in itself. And so
Dorothy's
basically,
magic is hacks.
This right here, yeah, okay, I agree to that as well. I agree that Dorothy's thing is hacks as well. I already said that earlier.
Okay.
I don't know why you're bringing it up again. That just makes it more obnoxious.
No, I'm saying it doesn't. This idea, one, it's not consistent. Two, it doesn't scale. You can't scale hacks like that, even if you wanted to argue it.
No, actually, I have a way to actually scale that. But
No,
I'll
you
cover.
can't.
I'll cover that after I explain why ult here thing is inconsistent of itself. Basically,
I've already.
Fairy Heart Zeref,
Okay.
you agree the fact that she's above her, like her hacks is multiversal plus. But like the thing with Zeref too is that if he's above her and his hacks can only go up to infinite,
Zeref was affecting all
why would-
timelines, so his would be above that.
why would his okay?
Wouldn't that
so
be
that's
consistent
affecting
that
all
that manipulation of time
Like,
fully is better than
we already
shrinking
agreed to
timelines?
it being universal- We already agreed to it being universal in potency. So like this in and of itself
No, I didn't
would
agree
just
to that.
debunk it. The fact that it's inconsistent for the fact. It's just inconsistent.
No, it's not. Because
Yeah, it would
even if
actually. I
you wanted to argue with it, then his is a far higher level. If she's just shrinking them and he's undoing them,
Okay, which I agree that his is far higher. But the thing is though is that his is capped at high
no, it's
uni.
no, it's
And
not.
then this would just debunk.
Because his is affecting all timelines. Because he has to. I've already
inconsistent.
argued this. No, it's not.
Inconsistent.
But if you want to argue that someone above her has a different level, then if you want to argue that someone above her has a different level, then you already lost on your Dorothy thing because every character that is above her has shown not even close to universal feats. We've seen Wizard King level characters. People far beyond Dorothy are only able to affect as much as most of the Clover Kingdom with their power. And Lumiere wasn't even sure if he'd be able to handle something that would destroy the whole country.
That's before Dorothy too.
Okay,
Let
me ask you, are you arguing that Dorothy is above Lumiere? Do you actually?
Let him finish. Let him finish, right? Let him.
I didn't even get to finish, and he jumped on me.
So anyways, this is just before Dorothy itself, and this will just prove that there's something called power clipping, which is like basically just exponentially increasing the series itself. And then basically characters themselves, what kind of like I may want to say scale above. And even then too, AP is in DC, you know that, right?
I'm aware.
Okay, cool. So you have no counter argument to AP not being equal to DC, so then cool. Okay, so then basically that argument itself would not work because again AP does not equal to DC, and since you steelman that, the Julius and Patry's thing would not scale to their AP because their AP is higher than their DC. You know that, right?
Oh, he's hacked. Julius is time hacks. He's not destructive capability.
His AP would scale to that. His AP would scale to whatever he can do. his AP will scale to that, and even then, characters get exponentially stronger. So like, it's called upscaling for one
But
too.
do you think that Dorothy is stronger than Lumiere and Demon Licht?
No, Lumiere will scale above because the fact that he scales to the devil.
You just said that they would be stronger over time, so you admitted that she's weaker, or that he's weaker than
that
her.
Dorothy will scale above that, Julius, and Patry, those versions specifically.
But for that to happen, you have to prove it isn't an outlier, so you have to prove consistency.
I proved that Dorothy recreated the same universe as well.
Just
so
Dorothy.
It would be consistent with
The same character from the same feet. And if you want to argue the second time, Noelle didn't say it was limitless. She just said it was large. If you want to say,
she said it was enormous.
Okay, enormous isn't infinite. Enormous isn't infinite. Enormous isn't infinite. Just large.
There's also the Lux statement and the Reeve statement, which implies that it's also infinite. And
she just said it was large. Did she say it was large? Or did she say it was infinite?
I'm saying the two statements itself was stacked on top of it.
But if it got destroyed and she recreated it, can you prove that the recreated version is the same size?
You realize that her attack, it collapsing will also scale to her durability, right? Because the fact that she survived it, and by definition of collapsing, it's like something that's falling in. And so the fact that she survives this would mean her durability is high universal as well. And then characters like Magna and Luck were able to damage her. And then so characters above Magna and Luck would scale, like characters above Magna and Luck would basically scale to that level of AP.
That's
okay, why is an outlier?
Because there's nothing consistent to it. What other feat besides Dorothy is consistent to it? This is like me using multiversal fucking Ultier or black hole or like fucking black hole guild arts. Can you prove that when she recreates when Noelle goes in that it's the same size?
The fact it's still the same dimension.
She says enormous, but if she had to recreate it, then it doesn't mean it's going to be the same size.
Okay, prove that it's different. Prove that dimension is different.
Yeah, Noelle doesn't say it's limitless. She says it's just large. She says it's enormous.
Hey, cherry picking again, and the statements themselves would still be
enormous.
There
Enormous would be a set size, not limitless.
No, Lux statement and then Reeve statement.
But that would be the previous one. If you wanted to argue, that would be the previous one, right? But if you're saying that she recreated it of the same size, what do you have that's proof that it's the same size upon recreation?
Because the fact it's the same dimension, there's nothing contradicting that it's different.
Yeah, her statement saying it's large. She doesn't say it's limitless.
No, that's her statement. All right, so it being large, like anything could be. All right, so is infinite bigger than is infinite bigger than one?
Infinite is bigger than large.
Okay,
large is set. Enormous is a set size. It's not limitless. And as well as that, can you prove anybody outside of Dorothy? Can you give me a single other feet even remotely within the same tier?
Chill out. Judges, do you guys have your opinion on like
this universal Dorothy?
What'd you say?
You guys have your judgment on the universal?
Really?
Say that again. Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah, it's an outlier. It's such an outlier.
Who the fuck are the judges?
I don't really agree.
Yelling. What was you saying?
I don't really agree with the fact that it has to be consistent, like because like we just haven't seen enough of it for it to be consistent. But like that's not really a good debunk, just because it hasn't been done multiple times. And then as far as it being limited, I mean you can say it never been confirmed to be limited, but he can say it's never not been confirmed to be limited. So I mean I don't know what to go with that.
Again, judges, do you guys have your like judgment on this point? Right?
I think I do.
I think I do.
Yeah, so
I might.
I mean, if Dorothy's universal, that means Irene, Brandish, August, they're all higher than universal.
Why you?
Oh my god.
Is Hollow a judge?
Irene, she literally changed the landscape without breaking her sweat.
Hollow is not a judge. Hollow is not a judge. We never agreed to Hollow being a judge. We agreed Ari noticed Hollow and Josuke being a judge. Okay. So Hollow, what he did was outside help.
Okay, Hollow, don't say anything, please.
No, Pablo, let me comment on these
so right now, since we're going past this universal Dorothy part, you can go ahead and go to the next point, so he can try and use his like the multiverse of scaling or whatever he was about to pull up.
So
who was killing their control?
So now we're back. Now we're on the old tier scaling. So now we're on it. And so now with this, we can finally just debate on whether or not this is consistent or not. Okay. So
Wait.
okay. You want alright, so like you agree to the fact that Zeref is above old tier, correct?
Yes.
Agree to that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand that his hacks cap would be high uni?
No,
because the fact he even
it's
stated that
effect.
he had energy?
The fairy tale main universe has multiple timelines, and he's affecting them.
Probably can
Because
affect
there's a
multiple
difference
timelines, prove that.
between their universe and timelines. Different universe would
Okay,
be Edalus.
I'm
Prove
asking
there's
you again to
multiple
prove that. I'm
timelines?
asking you again. Prove that he's able to affect multiple timelines in this from what we've seen a single timeline.
Because if he's affecting the universe, then he'd be affecting all of its timelines. Otherwise,
He's
how?
got-
Because
that's
he's
universal range,
he's
again.
he's resetting time. He's not time traveling. He's literally undoing time from ever happening.
Oh, time max? Okay.
No,
where's the
it's
scale?
time reset. He's affecting time itself. He's not time traveling. He's literally undoing time from ever happening.
Oh,
Which means it would
time
affect-
hacks again. Oh,
And he's doing it with
time hacks.
okay,
Time hacks again, my guy.
okay.
So let him finish because he's going into why like what the time hacks is like the equivalent to.
I'm saying is it would be affecting if it's affecting the universe. It would include all of its timelines.
Not really, because that same universe can just have one timeline. Not really. So
Yes, because
that
it's
one-
the
that's
same.
the same
It's
universe.
connected to time. It's all connected to time. That's why they're timelines.
So that-
He's
that
undoing
universe-
time.
So that one universe has one timeline. Okay.
No, it
cool.
has multiple
So-
timelines. There's a difference between different timelines and different universes.
Prove that it
Because
has
a different
multiple
universe would be something like Edalus. A different timeline is the same universe. It just has different events. Edalus is not a different timeline. Edalus is a different universe.
It's not. Is it connected to fairy tale? Is it connected?
It's
to
a
main
different
verse?
universe. There's a difference
Okay, so
between
why
different.
Is, why is
There's a
why
difference
is
between
Edalus
different
still relevant?
time. There's
Why
a
is
difference
Edalus-
between different timelines and
Why is
different
Edalus relevant?
universes. What?
Why is Edalus relevant if it's?
I'm saying there's a
from the
difference
main
between
verse?
different
Why is it-
timelines and different universes. Different timelines are connected to the same universe. A different universe is completely something different.
Really, because the universe could have one timeline.
But it
from what
doesn't
we've
have
seen.
one timeline. It has multiple timelines. It's
Okay,
canon multiple
prove that It
timelines.
has multiple timelines. Can you send a
Okay.
scan
Yes,
to
I
support
can.
this?
Yes. Jesus Christ.
Okay,
Do
that's
you
what I'm
have at
asking.
any
Oh my
have at
God.
any point have I
Okay,
not
chill
while
out,
saying
chill
something?
out, chill out. It does not need to go that far.
I'm
Just
just
send
saying
the scan.
every single time I'm saying something, I bring a.
Okay, both. of you-
Okay,
I'm
stop.
Shut up.
Send the scan.
I know. I'm saying every time I say something, I provide a scan. So I don't know why he has to ask every time when I do it, regardless.
Okay,
Calm
Ralph,
down.
because for the entire time that I've been in VC, he's been asking for this one scan, and you haven't provided it.
I didn't finish. I'm literally, as I've said, I have to. They're entire volumes. I have to sort through them and get them. I haven't said anything that I don't back
okay.
up.
Okay, hang on. At least, okay.
I'm doing
Just
it.
at least tell him next time, okay? So it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I'm getting it. It's uploading. I have to download this whole volume and then find the page. I'm doing it all in the process. Do you want to see it downloading? Gosh,
Alright, do your thing, pimp. Do your thing.
I'm getting there.
I think we're just waiting.
I mean,
I don't know why you went full bitch made once niggas got on your ass about scans, but okay.
I'm saying I'm bringing it up. I've been bringing it up every time.
Chill out.
Just
Well,
chill.
You gotta
I'm-
chill. You gotta really
You guys
chill.
act like I'm saying stuff and then just not
don't disrespect my
providing
man
scans.
Rex like
Yeah,
that.
okay,
I ain't
look,
gonna
okay, wait, hold up. Chill out before everybody starts
Hey,
unmuting, okay?
hey.
Just go back to
Alright.
mute. Thank you.
Hey, don't disrespect my man Rex.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just saying, when I say stuff, I've been providing scans, so it's not like I haven't been. I've been doing this the whole time.
I mean,
But I have to find the scan. I have to go through entire volumes. I mean, I'm getting it, but while I'm getting it, I can just bring up, you have something like Future Lucy's timeline, Future Rogue's
Hang
timeline.
on. Yeah, I mean.
I'm doing
just
it.
try
I'm
and stay
getting
on this
there.
one.
I'm getting there. I'm just, as it's going, I'm giving you a prime example of at least three right off the top of my head. You have Future Lucy's timeline, you have Future Rogue's timeline. That by itself is already 2 extra timelines to it. I'm pulling it up. I'm getting there.
Like 2 finite universes,
I-
which is like
No,
unifying,
those are-
unifying
Okay,
scaling
hang
and
on,
adopting-
so just wait for him to send the scan.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I just give you an example off the top of my head, at least 2 others. I'm getting there. Calm down. Gotta take a breather. Can only do
I'm
so
waiting
many.
for you. That's it.
I know, I'm getting there. Dude, I'm providing scans. You act like I'm not. There's multiple volumes. There's it's over 60 volumes I have to sort through. It just takes time if I have to get some out. It's not like I'm not doing it. Let me find specifically on one of the covers.
Perfect. It's nigga perfect.
I'm pulling up. Might be able just to find the scan. Let me see.
Can we agree to like a time limit of 5 minutes or something? Like 5 minutes to get scans?
What?
Is that okay with the judges?
No, that's ridiculous. I have to sort through almost 100 volumes of collective stuff.
Bro, you should already have the scan
Man,
prepared.
niggas is
or else
busy
it's
and don't
just
want to wait
hitch
a
and
fucking.
razor.
Right. It's
Just-
this is
I
debate.
really
We can
have to
be
go
prepared for
20
the
volumes,
bait.
I have to, so don't- I have to
I
go
am.
through
I
20
have
volumes. I know that's
multiple
less than
volume.
I know
If I
that's
can
less
show you the
than-
tab, I
I
have
know
like
that's
30
less
digital
than-
volumes all
that's
pulled
like-
up.
I don't care if you have multiple volumes.
Yeah,
You
I
should
can.
have the
If I have to
individual
sort
scan
through
prepared.
them, if I have to
He
sort
can
through them,
just
it's
call
gonna
you up
take me
for
a minute.
Hitchens razor if you know what a fallacy
Hey,
is.
he ain't
dumb.
asked for all y'all opinion, man. It's just he just asked.
Here we go.
None of y'all have
I'll show you right now. Here, I found one right now.
Yo, wild,
Jesus
chill
Christ.
out.
Back. All right, let's chill out. Let's chill out right here. Look,
Alright.
I have to go through 20
Here's
volumes
one.
as well. I know
You
it's
have
less than
20
yours.
volumes.
know
I
that's
have
less than
80.
yours.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay,
Oh,
I just said I know that's less than yours,
Chill,
you
right?
sard.
Okay, chill.
Here's
please.
there. I
You
showed
said
you one.
the
There's
scan.
multiple
Continue.
timelines.
Oh, like, alright, so from what we've seen here, from what the scan you've seen, from what the scans, like, you said from to me, it's like,
I'm
let's
saying
see,
there's multiple
first
timelines.
feature, second feature, first feature, second, like, it's from what I've seen, it's only, like, this shown, like, these shown timelines in this panel, so, like, what, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like, 5, so, like, 5 finite, like, universes tops. So, like, 5 finite universes is still less than, like, an infinite universe, right?
Do you think that the main, like, they're all going to be just set universes? Like, it's not like the universe
Well, that's-
isn't always
It's
expanding.
just a number. It's just, like, the number
So
itself.
their
like, it's
universe,
just
their universe is still expanding. It's a universe. It's not like it's a room.
like,
The universe
that
is always
doesn't mean it's
expanding.
infinite.
Can you
It doesn't
prove
mean
that?
it
Can you
doesn't mean
prove that
infinite.
their universe does not act like a normal universe where it's always expanding?
I mean, that would be your burden to prove the fact that you have to
No,
prove
that's
that it
just
is
that's just the normal
Mars.
way that universes work. That's like saying to prove gravity exists.
Why? No.
That's
That
like
would
saying
prove it's
prove
like
the
a finite
sun is
universe.
hot.
It's a finite- that would be a
No,
finite universe,
it's
right?
the universe. That's just
You
the
wanna-
normal. That's just normal thing about how the universe works in like creation.
And just like be finite itself. It doesn't have to be infinite. No, that right?
Why would? Can you show me the universe is finite? Can you show me
From
their
what I've
universe
seen-
just by default
From what
wouldn't
I've
work
seen,
the
it's
same way a normal
supporting
universe
that.
does?
From what I've seen, there's nothing supporting the fact that it is like an infinite universe.
It's
So
how
that's what I'm
the
saying.
how
There's like,
universes work.
why-
They're constantly expanding. That's how universes work.
to prove that it's constantly expanding. Prove
That's
that.
how universes work.
I'm asking you to prove that.
Oh my god! Prove
like,
how
you
something
You
that's
guys
auto.
can actually skip this point.
Yeah, this is a ridiculous claim.
Like that. This like.
You might as well ask that they
honestly
breathe.
don't want to argue. I like 2 cents in this, but Rax is right on this point that like universes expand. But I won't say anything else. Just skip past this one. Don't want to waste time on like just like this.
Alright.
singular
Fucking
thing.
this.
So, alright,
Tom
let's
get
go
a
into
study,
like
but
the...
Tom get a study.
Alright, so let's go into the time part. So, like, can I ask you to prove that his time hacks is, like, equal to him or the curse that he uses?
What? No, it's beyond him. He obtained it. He used infinite power.
It's not to him, it doesn't equal to him, or it's not even, like, equal to any of his curses?
Oh, it's beyond his curse. His curse of Angstrom is beyond his fairy heart
Okay,
and
so it's not a
space
part
and
of his
time.
curse. So, is it equal to him or no?
His curse is already his curse will as a higher potency than he does, as I've said. At any point, even like Fairy Heart Zeref, his curse is beyond that. Yes. The
So
curse.
it's beyond... Like, so it's not a part of his curse, correct?
What? His time hacks? No. But his curse is the curse of Angstrom is beyond that. His radiating death immortality is beyond that.
Like, we already agreed to, like, that that death hacks being planet level, and
No,
Asa
I
can just
didn't.
negate the devil.
I agreed in
We
the
did, though.
idea.
We
I
went
agreed
off
in
of
the.
it.
I agreed in the idea of where I think logical scaling is. If you want to go with the whole Dorothy thing, then we might as well make Zeref multiversal. With my logic, it's somewhere around planet level, but my logic is Black Clover is that small country. If we go by how you dictate where Dorothy is, then by that same logic, Zeref is multiversal.
Not really, because like we both
Yes, it
agreed
is.
to like that we agreed to that point being
with
level,
my
like,
logic.
Wait, okay, wait, hang on. Sosa, he did actually like clarify because when you brought up the universal stuff, he actually did bring up the old tier stuff, and that's why you guys are on this right now.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So he didn't
yeah.
just stick with the planetary stuff.
I'm saying if we go by my logic, where I personally think they're at, with the rules that I would go by, I would say somewhere within planetary, but I don't think Dorothy Universal with the same kind of logic that I would put Zeref at planet level. With consistent feats and things in Black Clover, Dorothy is like the highest things are in Black Clover, small country. If you want to go by Sosa's logic, then Zeref is multiversal.
But the problem with this though is that wouldn't this just be like a burden rejoinder because of the fact he agreed to something specifically?
No, I'm saying I'm literally giving you my example. There's two different sets, but if we go by my logic, and if we go by your logic.
So the reason that you guys went to universal stuff anyways because you brought up universal Dorothy, and then he brought up old tier scaling. He asked you to debunk it, and you never did. And that's why you guys are stuck on this now.
I legit did. I legit proved I was inconsistent because of Zeref.
You didn't though.
Okay, what did you say, Rack?
Even Apollo saw we can move on to this because we already have our judgment on it.
Oh yeah. What point are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you guys on now?
I'm just trying to say like wouldn't this be? I'm like asking if wouldn't this just be like a burden rejoinder?
No, because I'm saying there's a difference between the levels that I'm saying. If we go by my logic, where I think the level's at, and if you want to use the way that you kind of formulate it, then Zeref's going to be multiversal. My logic, I put Black Clover caps out at small country. I don't agree with this universal scaling, this universal door. They think it's ridiculous. But if you want to go by it, that same logic, Zeref is multiversal. There's my logic of how I put thing, and then if we go by your logic,
it would kind of just be irrelevant to the like burden rejoinder. But
wait, hang on, Apollo, didn't you say move on to why old tier is like multiversal or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured that's okay. So prove it.
And then we moved on from that. But like, if you want to go back to it, like, yes. But like the problem with this was that like he conceded to like that specific point.
You're twisting my words completely. Stop. I'm saying if we go by my logic, but if we go by my logic, then Dorothy isn't universal.
Your logic is irrelevant.
Okay, then why are you saying that? Why are you saying that what I set the number at for Zeref? Then why, if my logic is irrelevant, then why would what I said about Zeref?
Okay, let's stop going in circles. Sosa, just debunk multiversal old tier, since that's what we're on right now.
Where's the scan of this again? Where is the scan? Where's the scan again? I'm trying to look for it. We send like a shit ton of scans now. Fuck.
See, at least I'm not hounding you about time it takes you to get scans. Just saying.
I mean, like, I wanted to agree to. No, I'm not looking. I'm looking at your scans. I'm looking for yours.
All I'm doing is I'm saying that I'm not hounding you on the time it takes you to look for stuff, because I know there's a lot of shit to look through. Just saying.
Yeah. It's called Hitchens Razor, buddy.
I'm just saying. We agreed to some like 5-minute time limit bullshit.
Again, Hitchens Razor.
I asked for like you and the judges at that point.
I'm just saying.
All right. How would I put this? It's
Just quick clarification. Who went to get the scan? Because this is getting really confusing.
Sosa's looking for something.
I'm looking for. No, I'm looking at his scan. I'm trying to look for his. I'm looking for the ulterior one.
How are you
so,
lost?
Like, you agree
it's,
to like, all right, so
it's like 3 pictures up.
So like,
yeah, this got really.
So multiversal, right? Like, multiversal, fucking.
Ulterior. I mean, ulterior straight says infinite number of futures.
Like you said, multiversal Zeref is what I'm asking. That's what I'm like.
Yeah, there's a difference between there's a huge gap between manipulation and straight erasure, correct? I mean, you can move a ton of rocks around, but there's a whole different level if you completely erase matter.
I'm just asking. So multiversal Zeref, correct? I'm asking about
Sure.
that specifically.
Sure.
Okay, so you know, Asa's multiplier is also an AP multiplier. It's speed and AP. So like. Since the fact that like he scales to characters who are above Dorothy, and like we already like, well, you already steelman Dorothy being high.
Are you gonna try and say that Asta is multiversal?
Yeah.
Jesus
actually,
fucking Christ.
That does work actually because of multipliers, and just base Asta is just as strong as that Asta.
Okay, so then if we say that they can just scale, then Zeref will scale from something like the multiplier of loss aspect, and he's multiple 100 times where he was at, and then we just say that he's multiple hundreds of times multiversal.
A speed multiplier, not like an AP multiplier or anything like that.
What?
We agree to that. So like
what? It's loss aspect. Loss aspect is a all around multiplier. It's not a speed multiplier. It's everything multiplier. I don't think you know how magic and fairy tale works.
We agree to the logic that it's just a speed multiplier.
No, it's not.
That's why
if it was a speed multiplier, why would he try and use it on Zeref?
Wait, you kind of did like not refute that it was like anything other than a speed boost.
No,
when you brought it up.
No, it is just a straight multiplier. If it was a speed multiplier, then why would it make sense to work on Zeref? I'm just saying that doesn't make sense.
We agreed to the logic that it was just a speed multiplier.
No, I never once said that it's only speed. I never said it's only speed. What he even says? No, I did not. I did not agree. Tell me what point did I say it was only speed?
Both of you relax, right? Both of you. I'll explain why. Like you let the point slide, right? Because when you guys were bringing up like speed and you brought up this boost, right? Like Sosa, when he brought up like the black form, like he specifically stated that it was like a AP boost and a speed boost, but you just said that like that the 100 or like 100 times should like multiply as speed, but you never like.
No, it's all around. It's everything. It's a straight multiple times.
You're backtracking.
I can show you the panel. I can show you the panel. I did not say it was just speed.
That's not what he's saying, Rax. He's just saying that you never clarified back.
Well, if you want further clarification, I can further clarify that it's not just speed.
You're backtracking on the
just
point.
burn every rejoinder. Move on.
Okay.
I can just take the session from that because burn every rejoinder.
But if you want to argue that I didn't clarify, then the canon would already overtake than just me skimming what it was.
No, it's burn every rejoinder. Just move on.
We agree to the notion and logic that it's only a speed
It's
multiplier.
not.
That's
No,
why
it is not. It's
he
even says magic power. He straight says magic power.
Listen, right. You. It doesn't matter what like the series says. But
you
just already like agreed.
No, wouldn't. Why would? So if
now, so
if you said that I only said speed, wouldn't the actual canon overtake what I said? Why would what I say at that point override canon? That doesn't make any sense.
Because you never gave contention to what Sosa argued.
Right now, so he's
if you want me to clarify, I'm saying that if this is the issue, I'm saying you didn't. But if I'm saying that, if I'm saying that,
you gave your concession.
But if I'm
burner
no, that is ridiculous. If you're saying no, clarify and said, I didn't clarify specifically, then I'll clarify now. If you want me to clarify, if you want me to say, hey, you didn't explain this properly, I'll explain this.
It would just still be a burn rejoinder. You're backtracking on the
No,
point.
that's not how that works.
Okay.
Sosa, listen. If you say, hey, you didn't clarify this enough, I say, I'll clarify it. And even if you wanted to argue that I said something specific, the canon would overtake what I have to say because canon is more vital than what I say.
We gotta move on.
Are they
right
giving
now-
judgment right now? Is that why they called out Burn of
No,
Eternity?
we not. But too many people talking. That's not a judge.
Yeah, and they keep on like going over like
Ain't
one
nobody
point
asking
for
for
like
y'all opinion.
prolonged.
Yeah.
periods
Okay,
of
can y'all
time.
like step in like when they're doing ad nauseum? Because that's just cancer. Nobody wants to like.
That's
Can I at
Isn't
least
that
can I at least just say if you want me to clarify the canon, because if you want specific clarification, it says magic power. It's not speed. It's everything. Similar to something like Dragon
no
Force.
on this. So
Speed and let's just leave it to the judges then. Let's just leave it up to them.
Why would
so
the
right
no
now you-
canon should overtake that? It's canon.
Okay, so
We-
let me just clarify something real quick.
It's straight
just
canon.
right
Because
now-
otherwise, then
right
how would it
now-
affect Zeref?
Rax, let him
Okay.
finish.
I know.
Right now, you just have you have multiversal. What is it? What's his name? Zeref, right? And he's already like substantiated why like Asta would be multiversal. So like you can like, so you can just like go to the next point, or like, or he can like finish more of his like
Let him do
scaling.
that.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just interrupting that point because that doesn't make sense to say. If I didn't clarify something properly enough, you say you want me to clarify, I will clarify it. But even if you said that I said something specific, I'm just saying canon would override what I say because the canon is canon.
Well,
I don't dictate canon.
Okay, normally if you guys were like on that point and like you guys didn't switch off of the point and you just like, oh, can you clarify like, or like if somebody was like unsure or something and like you didn't move to the next point and you just stayed right there, then it would be fine and you can like backtrack because you're in the middle of the point. But you guys moved to the next point, that means that you conceded to whatever like was said in that area.
No, because he didn't ask me. Oh, does this apply to power? If he didn't know the exact number, and if he just asked me, I would have said it. But I thought he understood that. That just means that it wasn't properly investigated. If you want to actually go into specifics, then it should be what it says. It is what it is, because otherwise it wouldn't make any logical sense of it just being speed, because then it wouldn't affect Zeref. He's not just going to be faster. He even says magic power. It's the potency of it. It's everything.
Well, you guys can go to the next point because you already have the AP down. Go to durability or something like that.
Alright, so like how do I put this? What would you
Also, I'd like to make this. No, I'm not gonna say that. Go ahead.
how do I put this? You know, characters in Black Clover can take their own attacks. This
Can
is
what?
in the case of
I didn't hear you.
example.
No, I didn't hear you.
You know, characters in oh my bad. You know, characters in Black Clover can take their own attacks,
To a degree, they can still be hurt by him.
but like they can take their own attacks. So like basically by
Not
this,
everybody.
characters whose AP level basically characters whose AP level like are like this, like whose AP level are like this level, their durability will also be that level. So like characters who would scale to Asta, who's since we already agreed to so the judges. No, actually no, we're just.
Well, I don't know if you can scale a lot of people to Asta unless they straight show it, because Asta's different because he's able to do stuff because his swords scale above him.
Yeah, but his AP was correlated to that because his AP correlates to the people that he hurts.
Well, no,
and
that's
stuff like
yeah,
that.
with his swords, because the swords were lick swords. They're above him.
AP is still his AP was
Yes,
still
while
scalable.
he's holding the swords. Yes, I agree because they're lick swords.
Yeah.
They scale up to licked. Oh shit!
What?
I joined the wrong group. Hang on. Fuck.
The same as others as well, such as you know, Dante. Who else would it be? We can go
Asta
with,
got kind of shit on by Dante.
but he still takes his tact, and Dante still scales above that Asta. And like, actually no, I won't cover that for now. I'll just cover the verse itself. And so, okay, basically, characters who scale 2 or scale above, or at least relative to that Asta, will also scale to his AP level as well.
Not really. Asta's swords, when Asta makes contact with his swords, they go through. Correct? That's like one of that. That's like Asta's big thing. It's because it's anti-magic. Asta's. Not really. That's because Asta can bypass stuff like mana skin. That's not the same thing.
Really, because characters can still tank the attack. Like
But then it's just a weighted sword because they're that durable because mana skin. If you take that out, they're just normal humans.
Okay, and do they survive the attack? Like language, for example?
But then it's just the weight of a heavy sword and just a really strong guy. It's not a universal thing at that point. Because they're durable. They're durable because monoskin. If you take out monoskin, they're just they have weak human bodies.
His strong build was still scaling with AP is the thing, and then characters still were able to survive that, and so characters who scale 2 or above Asta or even someone relative was scale 2 with AP as well, even above it. Like let's say Vanessa's hacks, like it's able to affect Asta himself, even in that Black Asta form.
Well, no, it's affecting Fate. It's not affecting Asta. It's affecting Fate itself.
No, it's actually Rogue himself is actually touching Asta.
Yeah, well, it has to touch him, but he's affecting Fate. It's like time stop. There's a difference between stopping people in time and stopping time itself.
Also, still scale to that level.
No, it wouldn't, because you're affecting Fate. It's a Fate hacks. It's not. You're not affecting a specific person. You're affecting what happened itself. You're affecting the events.
That level.
No, you're manipulating Fate. You're not manipulating people.
But the hacks would still scale to that potency.
No, it wouldn't, because it's a completely offset hacks. It's like time hacks. Time hacks. It's like time. No, it's like time hacks. Time hacks wouldn't go to specific AP. It would be the same. It No, it's affecting Fate. It's affecting Fate.
She had to touch him, and so that would still affect him.
Because she just has to touch him. Show me it going against Asta's swords. Because if it could affect the potency, then it would affect Asta's swords, and not just Asta in general. Because Asta is still susceptible to attacks. He's not immune.
Let's pull up the Witch's Forest arc then.
Oh, are you gonna bring up where Rouge had to straight dodge the sword because otherwise he would have been canceled?
It legit survived the sword.
No, the sword went through it. It separated. Otherwise, it would be negated. As we've seen, literally now, especially heavily emphasized. It was even more so in 242. All you have to do is deal with Rouge, and it undoes it. Rouge is completely susceptible to magic negation and magic erasure.
Still didn't get negated. That would still mean that Rogue was still scaled to Asta.
No, it wouldn't.
And it was still effective
because it didn't tank Asta's potency. It went for Asta's exposed body. Its exposed body still takes damage from attacks. It does not scale up to the potency of the anti-magic. So the anti-magic is something completely different.
No, not really.
Yes, it is.
It's still able to.
But he's not. But Rouge is not affecting Asta. It's affecting Fate. It's undoing Fate. It's not undoing. It's not affecting Asta.
Rogue itself is literally touching Asta.
Okay. So.
Okay. And it will still scale to him.
No, it wouldn't, because it's not affecting Asta. It's affecting Fate.
It's literally affecting.
You have to prove that Asta would automatically negate it, otherwise that it would scale above it.
No, why would that? Why would he prove that?
He's not because it's not affecting Asta. It's affecting Fate. That's like how Zeref can stop time and Acnology is affected, because he's not affecting Acnology. He's affecting time. You're not affecting the people. You're affecting an outside source. Yeah, right there. It went through him. He dodged it. He didn't take the hit.
And it still touched him.
No, it did not. It went right through it. His sword went right through him. His sword went right through him. Did his sword not go through it?
Is Rogue not touching his arm or headband? Is Rogue not touching his arm or headband?
But it's not touching his anti-magic. It's touching Asta. He's still susceptible. That's not the anti-magic portion. That's Asta by himself.
Well,
and then it links up, and he's affecting Fate. He's not undoing stuff of Asta. It undoes Fate. It's affecting an outside source. It's the same as time stop. You can stop time. If you stop time, you can still affect people way more powerful than you, because you're not going after them. You're going after time. That's how Demaria can stop time, and people way above her are still affected by it. With that logic, if it wasn't for them, then they would just be walking around in time stop, which is not true.
And then, Rogue itself is shown to just withstand the passive money erasure. I'll send the skit for that right now, actually.
Except it didn't. It just got negated. It literally just this chapter got negated. It got complete. By Dante went 60%, and then just magic erasure affected it. So trying to say that it can't. If you're trying to argue that it can be resistant to magic erasing powers, if you
scale to Asta and his hacks and AP, and still would be multiversal from that alone.
It would not. Because the only time we actually see it get hit by one of these things, it was erased.
Erased. What?
The Asta's, for one, Asta is not just constantly erasing magic around, because otherwise Dante's magic wouldn't work on him.
I know, actually, it's literally stated that Asta's form, Black Asta form, passively.
That was specifically that was in the specific time that he used against the Word Devil, which was a level higher than that specific version. No, it's not. There's a
It's stronger than that Black Asta.
Show me it having the same. It's clearly not the same level. Clearly the devil. From what we've seen, the devil percentages will affect them differently. It's not like you automatically have all the powers right away. Because otherwise he would have erased magic that comes near him.
You let me finish it all, or no?
You're saying nonsense. You're ignoring canon to meet your own trying agenda.
My argument, you're just ignoring that.
No, I'm listening. You're saying things that aren't even in the canon.
Ignoring it, but alright, man.
Asta was negating magic in that higher form where he had an extra horn, he had the extra little wing, it was spreading onto his cloak. That not the version that we just saw where Rouge was touching him in this newest chapter. That was not the same tier.
Okay, so hold up. Cover why it still applies, because the fact, alright, so you know that this Asta is stronger. Base
stronger physical strength does not mean he has that ability, because that was an ability we only ever saw when he had a higher level.
No, his AP and hacks is stronger than that version.
But that's not AP and hacks. That's a specific ability. That's a specific ability. That's a specific ability.
My point still is that this same base Asta is stronger than that.
But his physical strength is not going to carry over into a specific ability. That's a
fucking bag.
In a specific form and state where it starts doing that. Yes, it is. There's different level. As we've seen, there's different. When you go higher up, it's already been shown.
Yo, y'all going in circles again.
Judges, get in.
I'm trying to say, as we've seen both Asta and Dante, the higher you go up in percentages, you gain more abilities. Asta, at a higher level than his standard one, was able to start negating magic.
Will literally show the panel of this Asta being stronger than that Asta. Because of the fact that he's also shown to use Black Divider, swing with one hand, and also release more anti-magic, and then characters would still scale to this again, like Rogue, for example, because she's affecting him exactly.
Can you please? Do you want to argue that higher up level, as we've seen with both Dante and Asta, they gain more abilities? Is that's been shown? Yes. Yes.
Again.
As we've seen from Asta going up more than I assume his base one, the standard one is 50%. But regardless of it, don't know. There's no specific number.
There's in the Elf arc.
His standard one, his standard normal just base one where he's got the horn in the wing, not the one where he gains all the extra horns and all the extra aspects.
My claim was that the base Asta was stronger than the one in the Elf arc.
But but his physical strength isn't the same as an extra ability. That's an ability he gained. That's an extra trait that he got when he went higher up. Yes.
Talking about it, that's overall like speed and AP and even hacks itself. Because the fact that this same base Asta is shown to use Black Divider and even Black Slash and let alone Fate Release 2 in base form, and can even fly and can call.
Okay, then why is it not affecting Mirror Brigade? Why isn't it instantly canceling out Mirror Brigade?
Because of the fact that Mirror Brigade summons other Astas from the mirror world itself.
But why? But you have to apply the magic to him. But wouldn't it cancel it out? It would cancel it out at that point. You wouldn't be able to use it.
Why would it cancel out like that Asta? And like if anything.
So this just says that you can still affect him with magic.
That would just be an effect still. And like Asta like passively can't negate effects. He can negate magic like that, but not effects.
Okay,
the
go
only
ahead.
time where he can
then he's not affecting
effects like that.
Okay, then if he's
Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Demon Destroyer, sorry, my bad. And so basically that.
I'm saying it's not. I'm saying it's not passive.
It is passive though.
Not at the level that we've seen. Not his standard form. We've seen it once before. Not at the level that he's been pushing right now.
I literally why it's passive and why this Black Asta is stronger than that Asta.
But his physical strength is not going to play into a specific ability.
Right. It's literally overall. That's why I was talking about stats again.
Okay, but physical stats aren't the same as a specific power.
okay, you also understand that Black Asta in the Elf arc fought the devil, and
Okay.
then the devils in the Dark Triad.
You're not understanding what I'm saying at all. The higher percentage you go, as we've seen from both Dante and Asta, the higher percentage you go, the more abilities you gain. No, I'm telling you right now, you're layering out physical strength somehow adds up to an extra ability.
Have you not heard me say stats?
You said stats, but a specific power trait is not a stat. That's a specific ability.
Do you know that I'm saying stats like in everything, like not?
But I'm saying stats. I'm saying stats is not the exact same as a specific ability. It's not the same as an extra trait ability.
No, because of the fact that Black Asta again would just have more control, more better abilities, and even.
But as we've seen, you gain more power. But I just said, as we've seen, the higher you go up in your devil form, you gain more abilities. We saw that with Austin, his being able to like radiate anti-magic. We saw it with Dante, when he went higher up, he can negate magic as well. So why would you? You're arguing against the fact that we've seen the higher they go up, they gain more powers. Yes.
That's for them. That is for them, my guy.
Yes.
We never seen Asta get a percentage stated. So it just
okay, but as we've seen, there's a difference between the normal one and the one that we've seen. The one where he used that, he had it going over his. He had an extra wing, an extra horn. It was going over his cloak. It was like you could physically see it radiating off of him, right? Could you physically see anti-magic literally radiating off of him in that form?
To say that Asta right now would just have that same like statement as well, because the fact that this is the.
But he hasn't. If you want to argue the one from 242 at the very end,
it takes less assumptions.
But we've seen the effect. Have we seen the effect? Is there a visual in him radiating anti-magic? Yes or no?
Why would you need a visual? That's just cherry picking.
But that's how it works. That's how it works. If you can see it, it's erasing magic around him because it's radiating off his body.
My guy.
Tell me, answer the question. He's erasing magic around him. Yes. Is it from the anti-magic flowing off of his body? Yes.
Why would that matter? If it's like the same thing again, we would just steal your Hawkins Razor.
You would need to. It would have to be. If it's a specific ability, you have to say that it was going off for him to get the feat.
You want me to leave this passive point to the judges? You want to leave it to them?
Go ahead, because we've seen it when it works. We've seen how it works. If it's not shown, if the ability is not being shown, you can't argue it. That's ridiculous. That's like me saying that everybody that's been around Zeref can resist this death magic when we've seen it actually go off. There's a difference between seeing a character take a feat and just like, oh, well, it wasn't there, but let's assume that they can do it.
Just agree to the fact that we would just leave it up to the judges.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You're absolutely just making your own canon as you go along.
Hold on.
You're writing your own version. You're ignoring visuals and canon for your own absolute fucking mongrel dipshit little idea of what's going on. And then
Rack, shut the fuck up. No one cares.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, go ahead. Here you are to come white knight your boy because you're selling dipshit.
White knight, I'm being neutral. You better shut the fuck up.
No, you're white
knight. Hey, shut the fuck up, damn. All right, y'all have any other points?
Yes, actually.
No. Just tell them to move on and go to conclusions. Fuck their points. They're dumb.
Apollo, what do you think?
Well, Sosa was. I think you guys haven't realized that like it's not a 1v1. It's
I know
versus the whole verse.
I know. Like, I'm just arguing that specific in canon that it would have to be shown.
So I can help my nigga rock.
I'm just saying that if we've seen it go off. It's kind of like Natsu can burn magic with his fire, but his fire has to be up. If Austin can negate magic around him by radiating anti-magic off his body, he's got to be doing it in the panel to count it. It's not just automatic always. It's when anti-magic is going off his physical body.
Well, Sosa's only went over like I think 2 or 3 characters.
I know. I was arguing against that specific point.
Yeah,
so
I was gonna bring that
ridiculous.
up too. Like,
Just start throwing
like,
characters.
the
Just
whole verse.
throw characters out there.
It really turned into like Zeref versus Asta for like
I
an hour, and then Zeref versus whatever that captain's name is, the girl that made the universe. And shit.
That's why I started
Her for like
saying
another half hour. But y'all didn't never really like. I don't know how y'all go over the whole verse.
I was
every other sentence.
I was getting one for Zeref. He's the only one staying on Dorothy and Asta.
So you got to speak up.
I'm trying to cover all this. Wait, is my mic messing up or no?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Okay, hold on. Let me refix it.
Damn. Niggas do be. Is anyone?
If I know or no?
I swear, like some of these niggas need to take a shower, just like chill.
Sosa, just turn up your sensitivity.
All right.
Nah, like they need to turn like the shower dial. What the fuck? This nigga smell.
Boy, who is that?
What?
Y'all two niggas need to shut the hell up.
Don't make me pack the smoke out of it. I will do it. I will do it.
All right. Wait, can you guys hear me or no?
Alright, be quiet. Y'all shut up.
You're
good. You're good. You're them.
Okay, so I wanted to cover others. That's why on this point specifically, that's why I started saying characters with scale to that Asta's hacks and shit. That's why I started saying that. But Rax.
What?
Can you repeat what you said about your death magic right there? Can you please repeat when we were like going over that whole
I was saying if it's not going off, then you can't just count it. It's the same thing. It's literally.
Can you repeat that please or no?
I just told you. It's passive. His will go off on his own if it doesn't go off. But I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing that the same thing. If Asta's is not showing that it's going off, what?
Did you not hear him?
I'm talking.
Wait, he's talking?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I've been talking. Come on, Sosa.
Rax.
What?
All right, now I can hear him.
Oh my god.
All right, so can you repeat your death point? Can you repeat your death X point again? Like you said in that part specifically.
What? That it's if it's
you
radiating, if it goes off. I'm not saying it's not like he's just it's not like he's just in a ball of death at all times. But I'm saying it goes off against his will and he can control it.
You mentioned the fact that there was people next to him and Zeref wasn't killing him.
Yeah, but if you want to go by the specific point, they came near him and then it went off. You can get close to him, but if you get close. Oh my god, dude! You're asking me for a point and then you're not letting me finish the point. You're trying to cut me off before I can finish it to go with whatever you're trying to say. If you want me to make a point, let me finish the point.
You're not denying that. You're not denying that.
If you let me, listen, Sosa.
Hang on, Sosa.
If you want me to make a point, you can't cut me off when it's convenient to you. You have to let me finish.
Yeah, don't shotgun him. No offense.
I'm saying. I'm saying if you can get close to him, but it's not always going off. But when you get close to Zeref, if he's not purposely controlling it, it'll go off. That happened when Natsu, Elfman, and Evergreen all got near him and it instantly went off and almost killed all of them.
You know that debunks it being passive, right?
I'm saying it goes off on its own. He can control it, but it will also go off on its own. I use Gar. Imagine Gar as sand. Just imagine Gar as sand. It's the same way. It's the same thing. It will either go off on its own or he can control it. It's not like it's.
Said right now that on that specific spot.
It's passive that it will go off on its own if you get close to him.
Just prove that it's not passive still. And
Yes,
plus,
it
you
will,
just said that
'cause you
his
get close
range,
to him.
would also be like, well, his range would be planet level right there. No, actually, no, my bad. Not planet level. We agree to the fact that's higher from that.
What are you trying to argue?
I'm trying to say that what you said right now contradicts what you said earlier. That it's not that you said earlier was passive, but now
I'm saying it's automatic. I'm saying it's passive in the sense that it's automatic. It's not like you just walk within the vicinity of him and you instantly die. It'll go off if you get close to him. It's not like an aura. It's like a pulse. It's a pulse.
It's random again?
It's not random. Sosa, I just told you. He can both control it, and when he's not controlling it, it will go off on its own. This is why you need to read something if you're going to argue against it. You can't just blindly go against the series and then question everything when I tell you basic ideas of how it works. I just told you the easiest way. Just imagine Gar's sand. Gar's sand will go off by itself, but he can still control it. Yes.
Read another series to like.
If you want to argue a series' power and you don't know, don't say, "Oh, I don't know." But I just told you. I literally gave you a super easy character to just assume. Oh, it's like that. It's like Gar's Sand. He can control it, but it can also go off on its own. Do you understand? Do you know how Gar's Sand works? Do I need to come up with another character?
I'm not with the stuff that you've given, but like, anyways.
I said this a long time ago. I even compared it to Gar's Sand like an hour ago.
All right, so move on from this. Move on.
I'm saying it's
you
the
know,
same.
David. You know David.
God. Yeah.
David and stuff.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
All right, so you know David's magic manipulates probability, right?
Yes.
Because of his dice.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. He's a
okay,
low tier
so,
fodder character.
He was since the fact that
I mean, he's pretty fodder.
he scales above. Pretty fodder.
He's super fodder.
I mean, he do be scaling above Dorothy because the fact that he was possessed by the devil.
He does not scale above Dorothy. Jesus Christ.
Why
do you think Dorothy scale? Why do you think everybody scales to Dorothy? Holy shit.
All right, hold on.
I said scale above.
No, he
Did
does
you niggas go to
not.
conclusions yet? Did you go to conclusions?
Oh, verse battle, my guy.
Oh my god.
He does not scale to Dorothy.
You better say a good argument. If not, just go to conclusions. This is retarded.
Mo musty.
You're musty. Like I'm talking.
Oh, you smart.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
It made me lotion to get this nigga not musty anymore. Shut up.
What is going on?
Supposed to be some
He's saying that David scales to Dorothy.
Wait, hang on. Apollo, Barry, I just want them to go to conclusion.
What chapter did he use dice magic in the? Hey, what chapter did he use dice magic in? I'm just trying to remember what he did it. Wait, what? Can you? Just because I'm trying to remember, what chapter did he use his dice magic?
He used it in Sosa, and then he also used
What
it
chapter?
in
What chapter? I'm just trying to remember.
I don't have the chapter sadly.
Maybe 180, 180.
Let me check. I'm just trying to remember.
179.
Oh, that was right after. Yeah, that was right after Kirsch. That was right after Kirsch did his shit, wasn't it? Okay. I'm just trying to remember.
I will post scans of his ability though.
I know what it is. I was just trying to remember when it happened because I couldn't remember.
Basically, he scales to Yami, which in this same clip I've sent. Sorry.
Did he use it in the manga?
In the same clip, he was able to manipulate probability.
I'm trying to see where it was in the manga. I don't remember it in the manga. That's why I was having an issue with. Is it anime only?
It's a scene in between.
God damn it, Sosa.
It doesn't contradict the story.
Anime only.
It doesn't contradict the story though.
Sosa, if we're going anime only, if we include the anime, this is gonna get a lot crazier.
Not really, because the fact that this doesn't contradict the story and like it's not filler, because the fact that like it directly ties into the lore itself.
I'm about to pull out the celestial spirit beast in this shit.
So it directly ties in the gap between the manga. So it wouldn't like it would just be a canon itself. It would just be canon.
I'm about to pull up the celestial spirit beast and add this to Zeref. This is gonna be great.
All right, so can you prove that the anime and fairy tale is canon?
Why is the anime and fairy tale not canon, but the anime and Black Clover is canon?
It ties in directly into the
okay,
manga
Hiroshima directly wrote everything for the Eclipse Spirit arc. And it falls in the time in between the Grand Magic Games and the Tartarus arc.
Doesn't really necessarily prove it's canon. Like you would need a statement to prove that something like.
Then show me the statement that.
Canon.
Okay, then show me the statement where it's canon for Black Clover. Do you have one?
Just explain to you why, like the manga.
You just said I need a statement. Why does you not need a statement for Black Clover then? Your level of double standards is always silly.
Basically, because like the reason why I'm asking you to provide a statement is because what you're bringing up is a filler arc itself.
No. Okay, then why is a filler scene different than a filler arc?
Only because the fact that it tied into the manga itself, it directly fills in the gap, which also like in the
manga but the whole idea of something being filler is it wasn't made by the author. So then a filler moment is the same as a filler arc.
Wait, no. Before you guys get this confused, right? A filler is just like, it doesn't mean that it wasn't written by the author. It just means that it's like something that's not in the anime, right? I mean, not in the anime, not in the manga.
Yeah,
so
it's not in the primary canon.
Yes. Yeah, true. Go ahead. Now, just to clarify that up, it's not that it's like not written by the author, because most stuff is written by the author, unless you have a series like not even Boruto. I won't bring that up.
I just pull up like Yu-Gi-Oh or something where they've got multiple cannons.
Basically, David himself manipulates probability, and so like if anything, he would just manipulate the whole death magic to where one it can either just miss or not depending on his
It's
dice roll.
AoE.
And even then, I would just bring up other characters such as Gauss, who can use his magic to like make other clones, such as Gray, who can just transfuse people. You know how like
Can you show me?
also in the scans of his
Make Gray.
magic.
When has Gray used her magic to affect curses? Zeref
It affects mana.
Zeref is a curse.
Like,
Zeref is a curse.
Spiritual energy as well.
Zeref is a curse though. It's completely different. And like I said, if we're using anime stuff, then I'm going to be pulling out a lot more crazy shit. I'm going to pull out the Celestial Spirit Beast. Then prove to me that the Black Clover anime stuff is canon.
You're just reversing the burden of proof.
But then you have to put the burden of proof on me too.
Just prove.
If we both have to
why
have
the
burden
anime
of,
is
if you already said there has to be a
Like-
statement if for the fairy tale anime, then why is it not for the Black Clover? You're pulling double standards.
What? Oh my god.
I mean, you yourself already said there needs to be a statement for it to
Alright.
be in the primary canon.
Alright, I'll just drop.
Okay,
drop the
I'm
anime
just
point.
saying,
I'll
don't be pulling double standards, man.
What's wrong
Alright,
with you?
I'll just drop the anime point. Alright, so then, how do I put this? Alright. So, with Gauch, I would just argue that he can just make multiple copies of Zeref.
Oh, good luck with that. Zeref is just gonna kill
Oh,
everybody.
why?
Well, for one, Zeref can already make copies of himself.
Well,
And if you make multiple
no,
copies
can
of
you prove
Zeref,
that one?
you
Can you
can't.
prove
Zeref,
Alright,
you,
Can
Can
you
I-
prove? Can you prove that Zeref can make multiple copies of
yeah,
himself? Like himself
Zeref.
specifically?
Zeref.
Can you prove that?
The specific magic that Zeref mastered was black magic, and his cultists all learned black magic in order to honor him. And one of them was Briar, who learned copy magic. I know. I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up. I'm pulling it up. Why do you? What, I'm getting it. Calm down, Sosa. I didn't take a breather. Take a puff your inhaler or something. Calm down. Calm down, little guy. I'm getting there. You act like I'm not getting stuff for you every time.
You're being condescending.
I'm being a dick because I keep saying, "Hey, I'm getting this" as I'm saying it, but I don't know why he has to
That's
keep.
no reason for you to insult his bad lungs. You
I mean,
asshole.
he was already insulting me earlier. Calm down. If he's gonna keep asking me, I'm already getting it. He's asked me like 80 times. I said, "Hey, when I say it, I'm getting it.
No.
It'll take a minute, but I'm getting it as I'm saying the statement. I won't get it for you." Okay, calm down. So here's statement for Zeref and black magic. Take me a second. I had one of them pulled up, the one of Briar's, but it'll take me a second to get the one that Zeref's cultists know black magic specifically. Here's Zeref specifically knowing all the black magics, because it wasn't that he knew all magic; he knew specifically all black magic, which includes things like he can decay weapons upon contact, as we've seen both Zeref do it against Natsu, as when Jerome used it. And is there an echo? I don't know, somebody echoed. Let me pull up. I think it's volume 50, might be. I think it's volume 50. I'll pull it up. Don't worry. Stuff like Briar's copies, Mary, she can directly put a flesh-eating virus in your brain. You have Jerome's sword decaying. You have what is it fucking called? Voodoo, where you can pretty much manipulate people if you get one of their hairs and alter your body composition to match it, as we've seen both when it was used by Kane Hikaru, where he can change himself to be lighter, heavier. He can manipulate him to be different elements. And I wanted to say, just to tell you, if you make multiple copies of Zeref from Gauch, that's just going to completely screw him over, because good luck controlling Zeref. He's mentally insane. He's just going to radiate and kill everyone around him. What?
He can just fight himself.
Why would he fight himself?
He can just fight himself.
Why would he?
I mean,
Why would
he's mentally insane. would be mentally stable to know that his
But why would a
self is
copy?
there,
Why would a
so he would
copy
fight
of him?
himself.
But why would a copy of himself fight himself? What logic would that be? What reason would he have just to say fight himself?
You just said he's mentally insane.
Yeah, he's insane.
So,
He's not gonna just fight himself. Why would he just turn and fight him? If he already has magic, so if he already has magic to make copies of himself, why would a copy of himself just start killing himself? That doesn't make any sense. That's goof. That doesn't make any sense. What?
And even then,
What?
even if I drop this, I would just argue Dorothy just BFRing Zeref
He'll just
into the
teleport.
dream world to where he can never come back. Because in character,
He'll just
Dorothy
cancel it.
can just leave people in there.
You know Zeref can.
Oh, I actually sent it.
No, you're aware that Zeref can take people's magics. He can physically rip their magic out of their body and gain their abilities.
Hey, you just said he has to physically do it. So
Yeah, but he can stop
has to
time.
touch-
But he can top time and teleport.
Okay, and we already beat the fact that Zera's whole thing has to be relative to his reaction speed, and Dorothy scales above.
But he doesn't
like,
have to
all the
look at
black-
Dorothy. He can just stop time right from the start.
Oh, okay.
Why does he have to be?
No,
why does he have to
that's-
time Dorothy or
you have
anybody?
to-
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That the time
clarify-
when you want. That's what I'm
listen,
saying when you want to
listen,
argue
right?
speed.
Clarify,
If
to
yeah,
clarify his point, you like what he's trying to say. Like you guys agreed that like Zeref is 300 times like FTL, right? And everybody else that is like scales like anywhere near like Asta is like what is it, 3,600 times FTL, right?
but
So,
I'm
like,
saying
he's
when it
basically
comes to
just
speed,
arguing-
he doesn't have to.
he's
It's not like
arguing-
he has to time Asta. He can literally just stop time from the start. He doesn't have to be using
Listen,
it as a
right?
response
Listen,
to anybody.
right?
Is what I'm saying.
Listen, right? They would be all like basically all of the people that he's like brought up would be moving so fast that like it would be faster than like Zeref's like reaction time. That's what.
But
he's
he doesn't
trying
have
to
to
say.
react to it. Is what I'm saying. He can just stop time from the
Okay,
start.
he's saying that his act, you agreed, he still manned you that Zeref's action like activation time is 300 times FTO. So
I
that
argued
still
higher
is
than that, but
below-
yes.
But you still like he still manned you and like you agreed to.
But I'm saying that his
Basically-
reaction timing doesn't matter because he can just stop time from the start.
Okay.
It's not like he's bullet timing and they're moving faster than he can possibly comprehend. 10 times faster. It's faster, but it's not like it's beyond his
You
comprehension.
don't understand. You don't understand. Like I don't think you understand like the whole point, right? Like reaction time like goes into like your ability to like activate abilities and things like that. And you agreed that his reaction time is like tied into his like ability to stop time. So like having what is it? Like you know that like the human perception, like it takes something has to be at least like 7 times faster to like be able to like blitz your perception. And so like
It's way more than that.
Like,
You say 7? It's way more than 7.
something has to be 7 times faster than like your maximum like speed to be able
Nah,
to, like,
it needs to be
blitz
like
your
thousands.
perception.
Yeah, it has to be way faster. It has to be more than than your brain can possibly perceive to blitz.
Okay.
10 times faster
you
is
agree-
not. It's not gonna
agreed-
blitz him.
you
It's
agreed
faster, but it's
that
not a
the
blitz.
time- okay, you agreed, right? That the time for him to activate the ability is 300 times FTL, right? So regardless of like how fast he can like do it, which is like 300 times FTL, Sosa has it at 3,600
Okay.
times FTL. That they're all moving faster than him. So the ability.
Why is it like? Why is this assumption that they're like 5 feet from him? It's not like he has to. It's not like he has to get in range.
Talking about-
He can just stop time from the start. He can just from the start stop
Doesn't-
time.
Oh my god, they're all moving faster.
But
You know
what's
what? I'm
okay?
just gonna, I already have my. I already know. Just
Okay,
continue.
but
I'm not even gonna.
but
continue, 'cause-
I'm saying that it doesn't. He doesn't have to react to them. He can just stop time from the start, unless they're like 5 feet from him and they're all just in a circle. Where do you think he's at? Do you think he's just standing like forehead to all of them?
It really doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Continue, because.
Yes, it does.
Alright. Continue.
There's a difference between how much distance you have to move. There's when you have.
I'd rather just argue. I'll just argue BFR from like characters like who can use like.
Look who Dorothy.
can just
So
BFR.
so Dorothy has to be. Does answer the question? So let me ask you for Dorothy in the idea that Dorothy gets him inside of her glamour world. What's stopping Zeref from at that point just stopping time? And then stealing her power, and then he has glamour world.
He stops time in the glamour world. How can he get? All right, if he stops time in the glamour world, how would he get out?
That he just takes her magic. He takes it. He can rip magic out of people's bodies and gain their abilities.
Magic doesn't mean he can get out of it.
He would know how to use her magic. He would take it.
Doesn't mean he can get out. It doesn't mean he can get out either way.
So how does Dorothy get out
and
then?
Even then,
How does Dorothy get out if it's not with her magic?
In character, Dorothy doesn't need to be in the glamour world just to BFR people in there.
Show me. Can you show me Dorothy putting people in there without going there herself? Because every time we've seen in it, she's there.
All the way.
But every time that we've gone into glamour world, she goes with them.
I just told you examples of where this is the case. If you scroll all the way back up in the channel of debates, I literally provided the panels to Dorothy herself, BFRing things.
And she went with them, yes?
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. I literally just provided the panel of that not being the case.
What fight did she go in? Did she not go in the glamour world?
There doesn't need to be a fight.
Which fight?
Doesn't need to fight. Doesn't need to be a fight. It's literally shown that she can do it without going in the glamour world.
But she goes in there after she sends people, correct?
No, she doesn't. I literally just provide. Oh my god.
But what reason would she? So what reason?
Oh my god.
I'm asking.
I'll send it again. I'll literally send it again.
Can you? Why would she do Why would she do something not in her character? Shut the fuck up, Sosa. Why would she do something?
It is actually.
If she's consistently.
It is in her character. Actually.
Okay.
No, it's actually in her character. Here's the sketch for that.
So she went into her glamour world when she sent people there, correct?
Y'all should probably just go on because Rex. I think Sosa talking about when they was rebuilding the Capitol.
Oh yeah, when she sent buildings in there, not when she's fighting somebody.
Yeah, she
Look at
sent
the last
rubble
game
in
that
there
he
and stuff
sent.
like that.
She put rocks in there. Every time we've seen her fight, she goes in with her, doesn't she?
She says, I usually trap bad people in here and punish them.
But punish them because she goes with them, yes?
Okay, no, that doesn't mean that she literally can just keep them.
Then why aren't there people just floating around inside Glamour World?
She obviously has to take them out, right? Or they just
she has to go in there. She goes in there.
Because this is okay. Just listen to what Sosa just presented, right? If she he already presented why she doesn't have to go in Glamour World with by herself. She has to.
She can take people in, but then what happens is they're just stopping time, and then just taking all their powers.
To be honest with you, you guys could already go into conclusions. It really wouldn't matter.
I was actually just gonna say I already know what I'm gonna say.
For it.
Yeah, I know.
Unless something changes, but I really doubt it is. So.
Yeah, unless you guys have a point that you're just dying to bring out.
No, tons of hacks. I mean, he's already survived pretty much everything that is in Fairy Tail already, including things like BFR, soul ripping, mind erasing.
Substantiate some of if you're gonna argue some of that stuff, you have to substantiate.
Yeah, I'll show you. He spent 400 years trying to kill himself. He literally created 10,000 demons, all with Hack's powers, and all of them failed. I can show you.
I mean, I don't think that's what he meant.
I'm just saying
for example, you said he
all the magics
resisted BFR, right? That's what you said.
All the magics within it don't work on him. They don't work the same. Dragon slaying is different though because dragon power is different than straight magic. Do you want the panel where he says he tries to kill himself for 400 years?
I think so. You can go ahead. Who want to go into the conclusion first?
I'll go.
Yeah.
All right, so I believe I won due to the fact that I proved that my characters are insanely much more faster than Zeref's perception, and some of my win conditions were BFR itself, which Rex failed to prove. Why Zeref himself can just get out of Dorothy's dream world, and I also provided scans to Dorothy in character BFRing characters and objects without herself going directly. And I also countered most of Rex's point, but I won't get into each point because this is a 2-hour-long debate.
Okay, can I go?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to argue that one, he has already passive and controlled radiating death magic. He can stop time, teleport. He can straight put flesh-eating viruses into people's brains. He can literally rip magic out of people's bodies to the point of an infinite supply. His level of magic is far beyond any one character in Black Clover, both knowledge and his level of arsenal. He has more experience than any character within Black Clover by a lot. He can straight create demons at will from anything around him. What else has he got? He can make copies of them that have the same powers. And he can straight lock people inside of their bodies. What else? I just put all these different things coming into play, and especially something like any of these powers where they have to get in close and they somehow have to survive radiating, soul-ripping death magic that has a massive AOE that's just pulsating. Just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead.
Alright, is that all?
Can I do this? Can I do my judgment first?
Yeah.
Wait, I kind of want to go first because I really don't.
I'm not gonna be long because
Man, one of y'all go.
Please
not
go.
gonna take long.
I already know.
I feel like Rax was just naming a lot of stuff that probably would have helped, but it's like I know I read Fairy Tail, so I know a lot of stuff you're saying is true, but you didn't provide it like all.
Which ones?
Debate.
Which ones?
It was a lot of them. You was naming a lot of stuff just now.
Well, I can bring them up. I can show. Well, I already showed. I can show them.
Oh, it's already too late.
No, the debate's already over.
Well, I already showed that he knew he knew all the black magics, and I already showed you some of them, like clones and brain erasing and brain eating viruses.
It's a lot. It's just a lot that you named, and it's a lot of stuff that you didn't.
And then just all the different magics that are already in Black Clover that exist in Fairy Tail that don't work on him.
As far as the speed, I feel like you really dropped the ball on that one because Zeref is like, from what I got, Zeref, he's way faster than them. But you just couldn't prove.
Well, I was just saying I don't have calcs. That's if I could find a calc specifically, I guess I can try and quit it, but I don't look for them.
So basically, Rax had like arguments that were higher, but he just didn't prove them.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then Sosa, you kind of dropped the ball too because it was a versus battle, and you focused on mainly 4 characters. You didn't bring up the fact that he can make any character 10 times stronger with her magic tool. There's a lot of stuff you could have provided more, but I feel like Sosa got this one. You know?
Like, damn,
Sosa
got to win.
I'll go into my judgment. Well, I had like made specific notes on this. Like, to be honest with you, like this dissolved mostly into Asta versus Zeref debate, like mainly. So you both like you had like the death manip argument. That was probably like the strongest, like it was like your like the best argumentation that like both of you presented. I feel like Sosa argued for like why Asta would be able to neg it, and then you had because then it got into the point of like who had the higher AP, but like in terms of like Curse versus like Asta, and you both argued that it was like a multiversal, so Asta would be able to just like neg it. So then you have like Asta, he would essentially be unaffected by like Zeref's like
Asta hasn't affected curses that high though. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying.
You said what?
Asta hasn't affected a curse that high. Because it's a curse. It's not magic. It's a curse.
You agreed. You agreed to like
I said where he scales, but where his yeah, with low level stuff, low level curses. Because otherwise, then he could have undone Vito's curse then with that logic, but he couldn't.
Look, right? Listen.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Can I like explain? Because like I'm giving the judgment. So you like word for word said that you allow like scaling of like feats shown and where people should scale.
To shown, but when it comes to something like his curse, I know. I'm just saying when it comes to his curse, he wasn't able to affect one that he otherwise would have been able to.
Okay, Rex.
Curses is a variable. Go ahead.
Because like the judges are giving like their
I'm just arguing something that of what I said, that if it's taken out of context.
Yeah, no, but like you can hold your comments after they're done judging.
Go ahead.
Well, like basically, you said that like where people should scale. So like Rades, right? Is he scaled Rades to like pottery, because he's able to like affect pottery with his curse magic, right? So and like he scaled pottery above Dorothy, because like through like the stronger than Magna and Luck, who are able to like basically pummel Dorothy, right? So now you have what's it called? Then like accounting for like pottery being like stronger than like Magna and Luck by like a substantial amount. Then you have that's where like the multiversal like argument for like the pottery and like Rades like curse magic. So like Asta, he had Asta scaling above like Rades like his magic. So then it would just be like Asta's magic would just neg his anti-magic, not magic, which is the death manipulation. So then you just have Asta, who's like what is it, 12 times faster than because it's 30 300 I mean 300 3,600 divided by 3 is 12. So he just like faster, and so you brought up the point that he could just use the what is it the like stopping time, right? But the whole point that he made, like, cause he got the speed point above you. So say it takes somebody uh 5 seconds to activate an ability, right? Okay.
Well,
So
that's an
now
assumption.
it takes a different, like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You like agree to like the his like time frame to be able to use the ability with I mean not 500, 300 times FTL. So he had so assume it takes somebody basically 5 seconds to do this one ability. While it takes this other person 1 second to move over to like move over there. It doesn't matter like if the person is about to do it in 5 seconds, if the person that's fighting them can do it in 1 second. If you like understand what I mean, like he's basically has them faster, and Zeref could like do his like stop time. So basically Asta just runs up to Zeref and then just just like bodies him. That's so yeah. I don't really need to get into the other characters because it wouldn't really make anything like you did argue against like the Dorothy, but again, he was just going under like the assumption that like Dorothy just puts him in before he can stop time, and you didn't like argue for why he could get out.
But she would have to get close to him to do that.
Well, he kind of did.
Yeah, I said she'd have to get close to
Bro,
him to do it.
Yo, chill.
Hey, that's my fault. Hold on, hold up.
I fucking love Jin's mic. I love this man's mic.
He argued that like
That's my fault.
like,
I'll have
could
myself on
basically-
speaker. I'll set up my headphones. Do I sound better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I love your mic.
Like I remember he argued for like him being able to like stop time, take Dorothy's like magic or whatever. Sosa, first off, you should have argued the inexhaustible mana for Dorothy. I should have.
Shut up.
But
I hate that scan.
just leave it. But anyway, he was arguing that Dorothy just puts him in before he stops time, which is the same, falls under the same like category for like the Asta thing, because like she scaled Dorothy to Asta in speed.
Well, but how far away are they? How, and this, like that's the whole point of like with this idea of blitzing. Like it's not like they're all just like 5 feet from him.
Well, Dorothy's range, I know you guys didn't specify it, like Dorothy's range is like multiple meters. It's like pretty far.
Zeref was like deathing out entire forests just from standing there.
Yeah, but like again, if this is why Sosa should have.
Apollo, I feel you're doing the debate instead of actually judging it. Like it feels you're debating from one side.
All right,
They're judging my guy.
Who the fuck is in a Coliseum?
Okay, I'll just cut my like thing short. I basically just Sosa argued for the death manipulation not working on Asta. He had like equal AP, so it wouldn't really matter. And the speed is above Zeref, so he just blitzes and
But how far is he away to blitz him? It's not like I'm saying like
it didn't specify what it was, like the distance. So
well, it's not like he's standing like they're not like shaking hands.
They don't have to be like that close for you to be able to like again.
Even then,
the amount of blitz depends on the speed difference and the distance. So if you want to say like he's like 5 feet.
Around the wall in like 7.5 seconds, so the meters itself would just not matter. It would still get blitzed.
For what? No. The distance, and the speed gap are entirely how blitzing works.
I'll just let Apollo finish. Let's just let the judges finish. Why not? Instead of us arguing.
Okay. Well, the whole thing is like if you really want to get like technical, like I think standard battle assumptions is like 200 meters, right?
Okay.
So it still wouldn't require that much time. That's like 2 football fields.
Well, then it would take how much time does it take for? I know I know. I'm saying 200 meters. How long does it take for somebody at Asta and their speed to cross 200 meters for Zeref because Zeref is superior to Demaria when the distance of Demaria to move her teeth like 1 centimeter.
Okay, well they still literally are above.
Wait, what's the speed difference?
He's saying it's like 10 times is what he's arguing, but Yeah, so
How long can a human cross a
yeah, how long would it take? Because if you want to say it comes down to the time, what is the time frame of how long it would take somebody at was it 3600 faster than light to move 200 meters versus somebody who's 300 to move 1 centimeter?
You know what? You want me to calculate? I'll go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Because if you want to say the because then it would come down to the speed difference is about 10 times. So how much bigger is 200 meters to 1 centimeter? That's absurdly bigger.
Zeref was just Zeref was just faster in reaction time than the person.
And then it comes under also the assumption of any of these characters getting in close to Zeref and getting them off before all he has to do is stop time, and then he wins.
So he kind of did argue this to BFR. He said like.
Because how many centimeters is 200 meters? Centimeters into meters. Let's just look it up. Because then it just comes down to that. Because was it 200 meters? 200 meters is 20,000 centimeters. So the difference of 10 times speed versus 20,000 times distance. Just want to put that out there.
It's 12 times.
12? Oh, yeah. Sorry, 12 times difference to 20,000 times distance. Or 12 times speed to 20,000 distance.
Wait, hold on. Can we let Apollo finish?
I know. I'm... Go ahead.
It's a false equivalence, like, because Zeref is just faster in reaction time than the person that you're like referencing. So like, yeah, it would just be what is it? These people are like higher in reaction. That's like that analogy wouldn't really matter to like the point. But I have my judgment that Sosa won due to like the difference in speed and the argument. Like you didn't really like refute the what is it? The multiversal thing. You just have to match it. The only way to like beat it, you just.
Well, I didn't agree with it from the start. I thought I said it's not consistent, but
okay, you didn't debunk it, so you just argued
for what? But I'm saying that if we go by, because no, I did argue against it, because if you want to go by that same multiplier, then the lost aspect multiplier would apply to Zeref's already set number, which would be multiple 100 times. I did argue that. That was the whole point of lost aspect.
And then you guys went into burden of rejoiner point. Just went really like argument. You had to stop because it was like again the burden of rejoiner. Like that point would just be like backtrack. So again, it would just still be like multiverse.
That's not how that works at all, though.
Which is he clarified, right?
Yeah.
Like if I was to agree with a point, but then you misunderstood the clarification, you not clarify later, not backtracking. Like
that's just clarification.
I mean, backtracking isn't wrong if it's not your.
Yeah, if it's not, it's not me changing it.
Definitely not for doing it.
Is this done?
Waiting for Apollo to finish his judgment. Oh, can you
counter BFR?
Bro, can you like, Mo, can we like let the other judges finish? There's like 2 more here. Ari and Lotus.
Okay, I guess I'll go. Well, basically, they pretty much went over everything that I really had like problems with, but it was something that Josuke brought up about like you bring up a whole bunch of points at the end that you could have like used in the actual debate. Like that would have been pretty good. Like if you actually like substantiated all that stuff in like the actual debate, you would have probably had a better chance than because in my opinion, you was actually winning in the beginning, but you kind of like went off course when it came to speed because you couldn't quantify it. And that's where Sosa had you beat, in my opinion. And then when he got into the BFR and all that stuff, and the AP being equal, it was pretty much over for you.
Well, no, I argued that wasn't equal though, because I said that the lost aspect would multiply it by multiple 100 times, so it wasn't equal.
Well, the problem with that is that you didn't clarify.
I
in the
did.
beginning, so
I
that
said
would've been
power.
backtrack.
I said power. I never said specifically speed. I said power.
You did no. You specifically said speed.
Tell me the timestamp where I specifically said speed. This is recorded.
How would I know the timestamp?
Exactly. You just said if you said that I said that specifically, then give me the timestamp. I never said specifically speed.
It was in the beginning of the debate.
I even showed the panel. It
He's
says
asking
power.
for a specific timestamp, like I'm recording it.
But you said that
How the fuck
if
would I
you're
know
gonna
that?
say that I said something specific, you should be able to cite when I said it. I said power.
Bro.
It shows
No.
on panel power. Does it not say?
Okay,
it?
hang
Does
on,
it
hang
say
on, hang
power?
on. Let me answer that real quick.
But we all said if
He's saying that you said something doesn't mean that
Okay.
like I can clarify exactly what point you said it.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, but if you're saying I said something specific.
Okay then. So that point
Okay,
is null and void.
but if you
Whatever.
say it says something specific, and if
I don't
if
care.
you want clarification,
I really don't.
No,
You lost.
This is
okay?
a ridiculous.
Get
No, it's a
over it.
ridiculous fucking argument.
Get over
Because
it.
if you fucking say, hey, this
Get
wasn't.
over it,
You're
dude. You lost.
no,
Chill.
you're
Rex, for what
arguing
it's worth,
against
you should've
canon,
won
and you
this.
don't even understand clarification. If you
First-
say. If you say, hey, you didn't clarify this, and I say,
Rex,
oh, I was
Rex,
being
you just
specific.
can't listen, bro. You
No,
really
because you're
can't.
arguing against what I said.
Almost won.
You're arguing against what I
it's worth,
said
tardy,
completely.
bro.
Okay, hold on.
You're arguing against what I said. What does the panel say?
Rex.
What does the panel say?
Rex, no one gives a fuck, bro.
Yeah,
Do you
because you're
really
a
want me to
fucking
be honest
moron,
with you?
because you're arguing what I said, and you can't even say
You're
when I
being
said
a
it.
fucking idiot, bro. Do you
You're the
understand
one
that?
saying shit you can't back up because you're a fucking moron. When did I say speed? If I said only speed, not power, give me a fucking timestamp, you fucking moron. Jesus fucking Christ. If I said something specific, if I give something specific, give me the fucking
Oh my
time frame.
god.
What is going on,
Yo, like no, wait, hold up. No offense, Rex, but I can't even finish a sentence without you trying to interrupt.
Because you're saying shit that I didn't say.
You
When
did
did I
say-
say?
okay, wait,
if
hang on,
I
hang on.
specifically said
All right,
speed,
be
when
quiet.
did I say it?
Be quiet right quick.
No, if I said
All right, I'm
something
gonna
specific,
ask
if
the
you're
other
saying I
three
said,
judges,
if you're
okay?
saying I
Be
said
quiet
something,
right quick. Be quiet,
no,
Rex.
because now you're trying to use,
Sorry,
you're
did he
trying to
not
argue
specifically
something that I
speed?
said without
Rex,
saying when I
shut the
said it.
fuck
'Cause
up,
you're so
damn.
fucking stupid, and you're not talking and saying anything to actually go with what you said. If I said something specific, give me a specific fucking time frame when I said it. You can't put words in my mouth and not back it up. You can't say I said something and not say when I said it. I can just go back and say Sosa said shit, and that's all he said it. If I can't prove it, then it's not true. I never said specifically speed. It even says on the panel, I said a multiplier of power, and I said it's all the same.
Hey, let Rex say what he claimed, and then we can go. With
Yeah, I'm saying I claimed it's a multiple underage multiplier. I said it included speed. I never said it was specifically speed. And if you want to argue,
all right, Rex.
And if I said something specific, you need to be able to say when I said it. You can't just say I said something and then not back it when I apparently said it. You can't put words in my mouth and then not say when I apparently said this.
Okay, wait. Why does them being faster matter?
Hey man, go. The next
Because he was talking about AP, but if you want to argue the AP, they're saying that when I said loss aspect was a multiplier, that I only said speed. I never said speed. It even says on panel power. In the exact explanation, it says power. It says magical power. And magical power applies to everything.
That's what I wanted to do in my server.
What? No, because in your server it just would have been the same thing. It would have been your friends trying to make up shit that I said, and not what I actually said.
Shut the fuck up.
God
No
damn.
one cares, man. Shut up. Take your L and move on.
Because you're arguing shit I didn't say.
Oh my god, Rex, shut up. Hey, who was the other guy too? Hey, y'all hold on. You gotta realize what they saying. What they saying is even if you had the multiplier on your side, you still would have lost.
Yo,
No, because then this AP wouldn't have went with him, because then you have Zeref multiversal times multiple hundred already. His AP is already beyond them.
Bro, can we mute this nigga Rax for the time being?
Fucking do it,
So
you
fucking annoying.
fucking do it,
I'm really
pussy.
about to get on your big body built ass nigga. You built fat bitch. Hey, y'all want some sensu beans? Stupid ass.
Hey. All right, so y'all.
Can we live like
chill. Hey,
He would have won if
So
he
could
would have
I-
refuted any of the points that Sosa made.
I did.
Any of the points. Like any of the
Can
fucking points.
the last
did
judge
though.
go, man? Can the last judge please go?
I already refuted them, but go ahead.
I'm dead. This shit was funny as fuck. Hey, but Rex, you got
It
what
was
they were
funny
trying
as
to say
fuck.
is,
What?
even if they gave
Can
you
we,
the,
like-
even if they gave you the multiplier thing, what they saying is you still lost, even if you do got that multiplier.
But then that
It's
multiplier,
like-
his AP doesn't equal out to Asta's. That's what I'm saying. Because they're arguing, well, without it, oh, Asta's AP is the same as Zeref's, but with it, then it's far beyond it, hundreds of times more. That's what I'm saying. Because it's a multiplier, and it straight says in the panel.
Already finished the judgment. Oh my god.
Yeah, because you're manipulating what I'd say to try and change their opinions. You guys are lying.
Shut up and let
Shut
him
up,
finish.
Rax.
Fucking go ahead. You're just lying at this point.
You know,
You're misconstrued.
I feel so bad. I'm gonna give Rax 1 point. I'm gonna give him 1 point. I feel so bad.
Let him feel better about himself.
God damn, you guys are completely misconstruing
Yeah,
what I
Rax-
said to make your fucking
It was
points.
actually close
Rax
at
was
first. It
snapping
was actually,
until he
like,
got the
real
speed.
close at first.
Yeah, until we got the speed.
That's the only thing, because I don't like calcs, but that only works if you go by calcs. That's what I'm saying.
Damn, bro, Rack, you gonna let him finish?
Go ahead.
It was actually really close, Rax. He was right
Then
there.
shut the
That's when you
fuck
like
up.
fell off guard.
I'm saying you guys can't
You
just
were, like,
you guys
right there.
can't say that I said shit I didn't say.
He was about to catch the bag, but he ended up fumbling for
Such a big
shit.
body built ass.
Like, he was so confident. That manipulation time on time. He thought he could win off of that. That was the biggest problem. He was so confident with his ability.
You let this nigga beat you by saying Dorothy Universal though.
I argued against it though. I said it was bullshit. I said it's an inconsistent
It's not a
feat.
counter.
Wait,
I did. I said it
wait,
wasn't
wait, wait a minute,
consistent.
Rax. Do you wait? Shut up. Rax, do you actually think that something can't be consistent by showing?
I think if you have consistency of characters above it being a certain level, then it shows it's an outlier.
That didn't answer my question. Do you
What?
think that something can't be consistent?
It
by
would be
showing
an outlier.
I said it.
Nick,
Yeah,
okay?
I think it needs to be
Wouldn't
consistent.
But he was claiming
That
it
is
was
a
an
proper
outlier,
reputation.
right?
Yeah.
Without like actually demonstrating why it was.
I did. I brought it up. I brought up I did. I brought up that Julius.
You brought up. Wait.
I brought up Julius, Patriot, Lemire, and Demon Lake.
Wait a minute. Shut up. Okay, he brought up like characters scaling above Dorothy, right?
I said the
But
characters
I
above
don't
him,
think
yeah.
you understand how AP and DC works. If Dorothy creates a universe, right, using DC, then it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter if someone like beats the fuck out of her outside of her dimension. Like none of that matters. Like when it's like in reference to her like destructive capability.
Wait,
Can I respond? Can I respond?
Actually, Mikal, that does matter, Mikal, right? Because the point of contention would be that like Dorothy's universal or not. And then he brings up characters that have these specific feats, right? And you can't backscale to Dorothy because she's in like the point of contention. Because if you do, that'd be circular reasoning, which wouldn't be correct.
No. I'm pretty sure he wasn't even trying to scale characters universal based off her.
Like you can't use Dorothy to prove other people are universal if you're debunking Dorothy's universal.
He was only proving that Dorothy was universal. I don't think he.
I'm saying he just would debunk that by putting other people.
Wait. It wouldn't. No. It wouldn't debunk Dorothy being universal herself.
Yeah, it would make it an outlier.
Would because it'd be small countries
no,
that
it
would
wouldn't.
beat Dorothy.
Yes, it would.
No,
No,
okay.
That doesn't make sense.
There's a difference between AP and DC.
Yeah, but you have to prove that there's still it's still not an outlier if it's not, because if
There's a difference between
No, you would have to
AP,
prove it to be an outlier.
I did. I brought up characters above her consistently at a certain level with AP and DC. Because look at
Listen to what I'm saying. Okay, Rex, you always go on these tangents. Just listen to what I'm saying, right? Someone slaps the shit out of Dorothy's stupid ass. That does not relate to her destructive capabilities, aka DC. AP and DC are very different.
I know they're different.
But she has DC. She has universal
shut up,
DC.
dude, shut up.
She leave universe. No, you can't argue.
Yeah, but that doesn't change her AP.
The dream world, he argued that the dream world collapsed on her, so her durability is universal. So if somebody slaps the shit out of her, they have universal AP. That's what he argued. So please shut the hell up.
Okay. Talk your shit, Apollo. Talk.
Do you know what universe? Okay. What it has demonstrated a size. Instead of being infinite.
Dorothy could be. Dorothy could be.
I've already clarified earlier that I don't care about other characters scaling to her, right?
No,
Infinite.
It said it had no borders or boundaries, not infinite inside. And that's not infinite.
Okay,
though,
I don't
bro.
care
So you
about
said
other
it was
characters
literally
scaling to
infinite
Dorothy's
inside.
stupid
That
ass.
is-
No borders. What? It said no borders. That's so big. God. Like, U.S. country has borders. Like, there's borders between.
No, wouldn't nobody give a fuck.
Like Jen, none of what you said, like the fucking her being collapsed on doesn't change like her DC.
Nigga, okay, I just got the statement saying it had no borders. U.S. states has borders.
Wait, I'm going off of the.
Oh yeah, so it's not infinite no more. So it's not infinite. It's not infinite no more.
Right in the debate.
So it's not infinite no more. Okay.
Hold on. Yo, hold on. Yo,
Okay, no,
Spurs,
this isn't the point of
Spurs,
contention
calm
here.
down for a second. Isn't there another statement regarding the dimension?
Yeah, Noel said it was enormous.
Not within its size, though.
Noel said it was enormous.
If someone has that, can they post it?
Yeah, I could post it in a second.
It says like there's no border. Like luckily states it's endless in size. God damn.
And that wouldn't change her DC.
How would Luck know?
How will Luck know that? Okay, we do is okay. Dorothy.
He's the best model since first, and like literally, actually, you know what?
I would say Laura's better.
I mean,
none of the points y'all brought up debunks are actually
I'll put it up.
scaling the universe.
Luck makes the notion that like the dimensions endless in size or infinite in size. Magna like says like you're retarded for saying that, and then like Dorothy like contradicts Magna's statement. And then like we just know that there's like no other contradictions.
It's the only reason.
about
It's the only reason that Rex. It's the only reason that Rex lost because BFR and that equal.
I don't fucking know. I wasn't here for this, but like
I don't fucking care about that stupid shit.
I'm asking the justice. Is that the only reason
Like
he lost?
Jen, do you understand what I was saying?
Whatever. I don't care. I'm asking if this is real.
Wait, what'd you say? Oh, I don't really give a fuck.
Okay, I don't
about
think
losing.
speed matters, right?
They were
So
both
like,
dumb.
let's say Rax is like 10 times stronger, and then like, what was speed?
Who the fuck is spamming a scan?
Well, they asked for the Dorothy
many
or the
times.
Noel thing. Well, they already brought up.
Okay,
Would they say that? Would they say that the?
Sorry, give me some context.
Who said that the
Rax
distance?
argued that his person
Oh,
was like
sorry.
10 times stronger, so like I don't know what like speed.
He argued that
Okay,
I don't really care about
hit
who won.
with 20 punches at once. He died.
No, that's not how it works, right? Because those single punches, like, sorry, let's say we have like a country level person, right? And I have like city level punches, right? No matter how many times I punch, those punches will still be city level. It's not gonna hurt the country.
Wait. No.
Okay, but that is what punch is.
Yeah.
You can't punch 2 times.
From my understanding, Rax didn't argue.
AP doesn't add up. AP does not add up.
Yes, it does. Damage adds up.
No, it doesn't. Like no, a single.
Well, that would depend on how fast they can recover between that and the previous attack.
Okay, speed amps like AP and shit, Jen. I don't like
Who said?
Wait,
Wait.
what is wrong with you, make out?
Wait, who said? Who said the distance by default would be like 200 meters or some shit?
Jen, you think that if someone was FTL and they punched a regular human, do you think they're gonna punch with human?
You're retarded, make out. You understand the AP is already being quantified.
What? No, I'm talking about
the AP's already been quantified. Oh my god, and I'm saying that doesn't matter because AP difference has been
quantified. Why the fuck would they quantify? Who quantified?
They already did.
Y'all niggas are weird.
This nigga's retarded.
Speed does not matter if he.
I mean, if speed can punch it, break wall 20 times in the same spot, it's gonna break now.
If someone like fucking punches somebody with immeasurable speed, it's not gonna fucking like hit him with regular fucking human stats. Like what?
Okay, but like Rex didn't even argue that.
You can't, and also Baker, you can't apply the force equation to things faster than light. So that's when you can't do it.
Hold on.
You can't be able to quantify how much.
Well, okay, you know if like light.
Okay, it wouldn't matter because he argued that durability negation for Oz is anti-magic, so it literally wouldn't matter.
For what? Oh no, that's how Black Clover's durability works. Fairy Tail's durability. Well, no, that's
Rax brought it up.
No, I said yeah, but that's how Black Clover's durability works because monoskin. Fairy Tail characters don't use monoskin.
So durability negation again. Cool.
That's retarded.
Never mind. Nah.
Well, no, you're gonna have to erase the magic in their body to do that.
If he's just saying so if he's just saying it's like a specific property to Black Clover and it can't work.
Well, that's just one of their powers. They have
Fairy
Tail's wizards are strong because their magic is in their body. Black Clover's puts theirs on their skin. It's an outer layer versus an inner layer.
Well,
Well, it wouldn't even matter.
That's correct.
Because if
I'm
you
pretty
go
sure I
through
can
the
still
theory
do
of
that.
relativity, if you go through the theory of relativity, you both have multiversal characters who would have multiversal durability. So if Asa just ran up to him and just bodied the shit out of him.
But like I said,
There's a tier difference. There's a difference in tier. Like, just like he's at least 10
But if
times
Austin
stronger.
gets close to him, he's gonna
Okay,
get
then
a
what?
That's the fight.
But like I said, who was it that said the standard
How much
the
is
distance is 200 meters?
He never scaled his AP to his durability.
By a tier difference, I
He
make
never scaled his
stronger.
AP
Like,
to his
then
durability.
don't take it like.
Who said the standard distance though? What did he say? It was 200 meters is the standard.
All right, the master
Also,
scaler is here.
Well, hang on. Who said
did
the
argue against
distance? Because then the speed difference of 12 times versus the distance level of 20,000 times.
Wait a second.
Wait,
Wait
what?
a second.
Zeref's superior to Damari, and Damari can stop time simply by moving her teeth slightly. That's how she stops time.
I mean, he just has that ability.
Yeah, Zeref is superior to Damaria, so his ability to stop time should be superior to hers.
Wait, superior what, like AP or like, you know?
Just
like,
time stop. You know how time stop works?
That could be
Yeah, because
You're affecting time. You're not affecting people.
Oh my god.
No. That doesn't matter right now because you never like tried to argue against that and tried to debate. You literally like let
points if you didn't argue it during.
Wait, how
Like,
do
I
I notice people
Counter
fucking?
I argue that I argue that his time stop is superior to Damaria's. I already argued his time stop is superior to Damaria's. I said that multiple times.
I think that Rack.
Yeah, Rock.
So the debate is over.
Yeah, the
I think
judges
Rack.
voted
Wait, hold
for
up.
Sosa win.
Also, check general because Headmaster's pointing out the meters per second that for my speed point.
You're Rex.
Yeah, at that point, that's almost like infinitesimal, like distance, with the speed difference.
Rex.
Oh, wait, no, that isn't how that works.
That's not.
Alright.
Okay, you don't have.
Well,
it
I've been
doesn't matter,
waiting for someone else who knows what the fuck they're doing
Okay,
to do it, but everyone's lazy.
Okay, the actual speed doesn't matter. It's the difference of like the proportion of speed compared to the distance.
Yeah.
Since the distance is 20,000 times and the speed is only 12 times, right? The dude that is slower would be able to do it that like.
Yeah,
before
it's
the-
like
Yeah,
it's like
plus-
a normal. You just basically calc a normal human.
Yeah, because
and then,
Zeref
like, a
also
person that's
doesn't.
12 times faster.
Because Zeref also doesn't. He doesn't need to aim at anybody.
What?
He just stops time, and then he wins. He doesn't need to aim. He doesn't need to pick a specific person. The second he gets time stop off, it's over.
Speed.
I just told you. Go click Steve off.
If he gets immediately blitzed?
Okay.
But he doesn't. That's what people are saying. The whole
Why
thing
is
about
this so
speed
difficult to
speed being
understand?
above another character's
wait,
distance comes into factor.
What's the agreed distance?
There's a 12 times different, but there's a 20 times distant. Like,
20,000.
20,000.
Speed
times
difference is
different.
12 times distance.
What?
Distance difference is 20,000.
50,000 meters for distance. 12 in Black Clover characters are 12 times faster than Zeref.
20,000 times
The
distance
distance-
difference.
The distance is
Wait,
too
why?
great. Like he's not gonna blitz him. He's not gonna blitz him before
Why
Zeref.
would that matter?
Wait, how fast was like this?
They're saying, yeah, Zosa was saying 12 times faster versus 20,000 times difference.
Okay, I think
What
you
do
guys
you
are
think
just-
he has
you
passive
guys are
death?
misunderstanding.
Did he actually bring up passive death?
Exactly. So I don't know why you're talking about this. He literally brought up
Wait,
passive
he
death.
bring up passive death. Never mind, this debate's
Exactly.
over
That's
then.
why I've been trying to say this whole time. He literally said he has passive death attack.
Sosa,
Yeah.
you can bring up it negging.
Then Sosa argued
Bring up
why it wouldn't
anti-magic
get neg.
death hacks or not?
Yeah.
Oh, Zeref's curse
Wait,
isn't
how-
magic,
wait,
it's a
how?
curse.
If you didn't bring that
Wait,
up,
wait,
then
wait,
death
wait,
hacks
wait,
is like-
wait.
Hey, alright,
It wouldn't neg though.
Wait,
wouldn't
let
neg.
me
It wouldn't
let
neg.
me speak.
Everyone shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I literally brought up why Asta would negate his magic. I literally explained why.
His curse.
It's not magic.
But Asta would, it's not magic, it's a curse.
How would he negate it? It's literally
No, standard battle assumptions
literally
equalize
They'll
it.
explain how.
Well, no, because magic, Fairy Tail has a difference between magic and curses. They have a difference specifically of
Yeah,
magic
but
and
I
curses.
even
Standard battle is
explained
a
why
curse.
Asta
It's not-
would kill
And Black
Neg.
Clover also has a difference
No,
between
make
magic
out,
and
make out,
curses.
agree, standard-
I even explained.
Standard battle
Wait,
assumption said
let
if
Sosa
two.
speak, Dad. Shut up.
You guys, let me fucking.
Wait. Let Sosa speak. Let Sosa speak. Let Sosa speak.
I literally went over what curse are in Fairy Tail, and I also explained why Asta was still negate as well as Zeref's magic too.
But Asta's
I
magic,
literally
Asta's
said it,
curse,
and
Asta's
that's
curse
why-
negation is not the
and
same as his
Asta-
magic
Wait,
negation.
listen.
Asta's curse negation is not the same as his magic negation because he's negated some curses. He hasn't been able to negate all curses.
Wait, listen,
Bro, Rex,
Sosa,
you
hold
really
on,
be going
Sosa,
fancy.
Sosa, hold on,
Sosa argued that it
hold
was
on.
negative energy.
Listen,
Can I see
listen,
some? Can I please say
listen,
something?
listen.
He
both
argued
of
that
you-
it was negative
listen,
energy
People are
that
talking.
Asta can
listen,
negate.
bro,
Just keep talking
listen,
one.
bro.
Shut up. One at a time.
Both of them argued.
One at a time.
They both agreed like when he brought up like radies, he literally agreed that like Asa can neg like Zeref magic.
Yeah, to a degree, he can negate curses to a degree, but
Okay,
it's not the same as
okay.
his magic.
And then they got into why.
Wait, if he can hit it to a degree, then it would neg.
It's not magic. Oh my fucking.
To a
God.
degree,
matter?
but look at
What is it?
so look at something like his.
And does curse use magic?
No, it does. His curse doesn't. Zeref's curse is a curse. It's not magic. Curses and magic.
You agreed to it though.
No, I said
What? It's literally separate.
Apollo, they're saying they're two separate abilities. They're not the same thing. So you can.
No, but I agreed. Asta can negate curses to a degree. But if you look at something, look at Asta. 2 times specifically, he's dealt with curses. He dealt with Radi's curse and he dealt with Vito's curse. He was able to cancel out Vito's curse. He was able to cancel out Radi's curse. He couldn't cancel out Vito's curse. It's not even close to the same degree as his magic, where he can affect magic way above him. His level of affecting curse.
Argue that it was negative energy.
It's not. But wait. How did he prove that?
Prove what?
That is like negative. Wait, why would that matter if it's just negative energy?
It's completely different power source because even if you erase all magic, curses still are there.
Well, okay, it's still okay.
No. Spell Wiki only uses like hacks equal like they only equalize certain abilities if they share certain properties. Like 2 things evolve on the spiritual level, so they should like work in the same way. But he already like difference in
yeah,
between
and
it, so
and they already both have magic, right? So that was just that's different from magic. So he wouldn't be able to just negate that.
Hold on. What was the starting this?
Look.
But the problem with this is that he agreed to it. He even conceded the point.
I said he can affect it to a degree, but it's not even close to his level.
On it, and that's why the judges even called him out on that.
You're not listening to what I said. He can affect curses, but it's not even close to the degree he can affect magic. Vito's curse is a great example of that because he couldn't deal with it no matter what he tried.
It's up in the debate.
Asta can affect magic of people above him, but he can't affect curses to that high of a degree.
Oh God, you're literally going against what the judges said after the debate.
I'm telling you that I did not agree to what you're claiming because you keep trying to put stuff into my mouth and completely change what I said.
They are literally.
I said to a degree, not the same as his magic. That's what I said.
Wait, didn't
Rex absolutely argue the same character for Dorothy in a fight to go in the portal with?
Wait, Jen,
yeah, that's what she's.
He literally said that Zeref just would teleport away, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's even more.
But what did we already say about the difference in speed versus distance? Zeref stops time before they even get to him.
Yeah, he basically has prep, instant death hacks, and he's higher than him.
And he knows more about magic, and he has higher experience.
What?
Zeref has more experience than anybody in life. He's 400 plus years old.
Distance between the two.
20,000 times, sorry.
Well, it doesn't matter what the distance is. The lowest it can be is like 20 meters. So
no, they said 200.
The difference in distance is still too great.
I got it wrong then.
Yeah, in the time it takes for them to get to Zeref is much smaller than the time it takes for Zeref to click his.
Okay, so are the judges gonna change judgment then?
Like the slower person would still be able to react.
Even if one of them is 1 meter away, he still activates it too fast.
And then it's GG.
Wait, did he bring up teleportation?
Yeah, I brought up teleportation.
Does anyone want to is there a recording of this?
Yeah, this is being streamed.
Okay.
No, Sharek, we already did the calc, Sharek. Calc. Sharek, we already did.
What calc?
Okay.
We already calc.
What distance is there?
We calc.
They said the distance was They said the distance was 200 meters. 200 meters was the distance between Zeref and Black Clover.
The speed difference only 12 times. It's not that. It's not
by both parties.
Hey, Rex, I got a question.
They said that was the standard though, so we just went with the standard.
Hey, Rex, I got a question
what?
About that multiplier thing you brought
Which
up.
one? Yeah, go ahead.
You said it was a multiplier, not just a speed multiplier.
I say yeah, it's a straight multiplier.
But do you know how many times the multiplier is on it?
Yeah, they said multiple hundred. Several hundred times. No, they straight say power. They say power specifically.
That can be like 2 to 9.
What? Yeah, it's more than 3 or more than several is more than 2, but not too many. So probably like I don't know 3 to 6 or something.
You say like
so like.
From what do you mean? There's a activate 9 times.
I was gonna bring up Sally.
100 times, not 9 times. What?
Because Sally got a magic tool that can.
Well, yeah, well, 10 times versus hundreds.
Wait a second, Rags. Did you scale Zeref above all tier?
Yeah. And before you argue, I think I heard you. Zeref?
I don't think right?
Yeah.
He did. He argued that he.
Okay. Oh my God, then Zeref is literally infinite. Oh yeah, that GG. Yeah, the debate's fucking over. Yep, debate's over.
Zeref track.
Debate's been over.
The debate's over.
Well, no, that's the first part of the debate. Sosa wanted to argue Fairy Heart Zeref versus Black Clover, where if you destroy him, he'll reverse time, and he has infinite power, and he could just time hacks through people's bodies.
Yeah, Rax one. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck y'all said Sosa one. Niggas are
because Rax didn't come with it.
Because the shit was set up.
Rax will just time stop everybody.
Set up. There's no way Sosa was supposed to win this shit. By far.
No. Sosa agreed to this. Sosa's the one that said he wanted to do this. I wasn't gonna do this.
Let me dribble. It was not set up, bro. Simeon, you wasn't here through the whole thing. You didn't listen to the whole thing.
I have the screenshot.
Rax was killing Sosa.
Nigga, I was here since the beginning.
Wait,
what
shut
the fuck
up,
is you
nigga.
talking
Rax
about?
was killing Sosa in the very beginning. But as soon as they got the speed, Rax couldn't bring no calcs to the table, so he lost that battle.
Because they both kept going in fucking circles. They both kept going in
Which got counted within the debate.
And then they went to AP.
It literally got
AP. And Sosa even the AP and durability. So Sosa took the battle because he proved
No,
what he was talking
it's
about.
not
Oh,
AP
he
durability
didn't-
because
he
Zeref
didn't
has the
give
multiple
AP
times
under-
100 multiplier, so it would be multiple 100 times that.
Rax, you said speed, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I said power. It even shows on the panel it says power. I can provide it again.
No, it shows on the
Rax.
panel it says power.
Hold
The
on.
first time you mentioned
like
it,
debate in the back.
No, I said it. I said it. No, I said it adheres also to speed because I said similar to like I mentioned Dragon Force the last time we had this argument that it applies to everything because that's how Magic and Fairy Tail works. It applies to their body entirely.
Their magic's literally like
That's a
inside
fact.
their body.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That is a
Wait.
fact. but-
Because I argued this last time when we talked about Nazi's Dragon Force, and they said, "Well, how did you know it
Yeah,
also applies
I
to
remember
speed?"
the last debate. It was literally in the last debate.
And I forgot about
Wait,
lost
Rax.
aspect of that too.
Right.
What?
The last debate.
Did you argue Zeref can move that fast or he can fight that fast?
Both. Well, this is reaction, but
Or
the
react that-
He
Yeah.
can reactivate his spell that fast.
for what?
So it's not movement speed.
No.
It's
Movement
it's
speed,
all
activating the
speeds.
spell that fast. That
Oh my God, Chirac, what are you trying to argue right now?
What? He doesn't need to do it.
if I can activate a spell at the speed of light, I would
He
be
wouldn't
speed
even
of
react that fast.
For what?
Chirac, you
What?
know reactions. You know reactions scale the combat speed.
Wait.
inherently.
Okay. Wait. If Sosa's speed is 10 times higher than his reaction speed, he gets blitzed. That's
No,
the-
you're not listening.
No, he does not get blitzed.
Did you hear
We
when we
already have
talked
a
about
difference
distance?
Wait, here,
Why-
I'll explain
why-
this.
So fuck
Listen,
up.
listen.
None of y'all fairy tale guys bring up the fact
Shut
that
the
that
fuck
Zeref
up,
is not-
everyone.
God.
No, everyone.
And
Shut
Natsu
the
scales,
fuck up.
Natsu scales
No,
higher
I
than
said everyone shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
is that that
Hello.
forbidden?
Why you care what you said?
All
I
right.
hate y'all. Y'all so dumb.
Hold on.
Hello.
None of y'all
Everyone
was
chill
talking
out.
about how Zeref reacts to
Everyone
Natsu
chill
with ease.
out. Everyone chill out, right?
Who's
First,
this English nigga?
How you mute
I'm
this
a nigga
nigga?
that's literally is about to sort
I
all
muted
this
this
shit
nigga.
out.
Talking
Right?
too much. Alright, bro.
Okay.
Alright, bro.
Hold on. Before anyone says anything, right? I heard from the headmaster they had a dispute over whether or not Zeref would get one split, right? And I did a quick calc, and at that distance of 200 meters, literally, and those speeds is negligible, so he would get blitzed.
No,
What?
that's
The combine
Thank
stuff
you.
forbidden? It wouldn't.
No,
You
he
would
wouldn't
get
get
blitzed.
blitzed.
Oh
What
my
are y'all
God,
talking
now
Do you
about?
know how
I don't
blitzing
know
works?
why- I don't know why
Tell
you
me.
had to
Okay.
think about
Oh my God,
football,
now we
man.
can
Oh my
fucking
God.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Forbidden.
Yo,
Do you know like what? Do you know how far like the second character moves? You know like this isn't like the difference between like characters moving. This is like.
I know,
an
but he didn't
activation.
argue it for movement speed, so
what I said
it's
was-
irrelevant.
What?
What I said was at those distances and those speeds, right? Because from what I know, from Perfect, he said 200 meters and 3,600 tons.
Yo, this nigga kid can't do that.
It's not 200 meters. It's 200.
200,000 meters.
No.
What? 200,000?
Okay, the difference is it's at
No,
least
I don't
200
want the
meters.
difference. I want the distance.
Yes, 200 meters.
200
Okay,
meters distance,
wait,
right?
wait,
Yeah.
here. Let me
That
just
means
explain this first.
negligible.
Okay, wait, hold
Negligible
on.
difference in
This
like
isn't
movement.
okay.
No, it isn't. You're
One
not
of
listening
them is
to me. Here,
activating
go
the
ahead.
hacks. This isn't like
Yeah.
both of their combat speed. One of them has to activate a time stop, and all they have to do is travel 1 or 1 or 10 centimeters.
It's like 1 centimeter. I can bring up the
Okay.
panel.
They have to travel 1 centimeter to activate it, whereas the other character has to travel 200 meters. They would not get blitzed by any means.
That's a big ass difference. Like,
What?
it's not even common sense.
Listen, then we get into like if they both start the same.
Yeah, because once Zeref gets
Yes,
time stuff
yes,
up, then the speed
that's
gap is
exactly what they
irrelevant.
do. And the proportion between 1 meter and 1 centimeter is 100.
Hold on. Speak it.
Like,
Mhm.
that's just like a big ass difference.
What did I just say?
Let me make it clear that I do think
Said hold up.
this fight.
What did I just
But
say?
I
Yeah.
just don't.
Shut the fuck up.
Whiny
He
bastard.
better like who he is, bro.
Alright.
Which one
Alright.
he is?
So,
Forbidden?
Yo,
yeah,
okay,
forbidden.
He's forbidden. When you guys are muting these niggas, bro, like give me privileges.
Nigga, you
Shut
do.
the
You
fuck
you're
up,
captain.
nigga.
You have privilege.
Hey, hold up. It is the
Oh,
one
I
that
can mute niggas. What?
Oh.
Say it again, boy.
It is Forbidden literally.
You
Yeah,
know
Jack,
what?
we in it. Hey, Jack, tell these nigga we got stripes, boy.
Shut up, Sage.
I'm stupid, bro.
Shut up. What the hell up?
Well, Sage, you sound about ghetto as hell.
Alright.
Sage, bring some red.
Wait, hold on.
Fuck wrong with you? Hey, Sage. Hey, fuck wrong with you?
Knock off, young Sage.
Can I speak, or are you niggas just gonna spurg out again?
Hello.
Could y'all let this man talk, bro?
Head ass.
Who the fuck is him?
Right. So I was like misinformed then, Dean, because I didn't know how like that the fucking time stuff requires 1 centimeter. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I'm.
And then at that point, time stop, and then the speed difference is irrelevant because they're not
I
moving.
get it.
Yeah, Rax only
Exactly. I
won.
don't know how y'all said that.
He caught him.
But he didn't say he didn't prove that though.
Prove
That's
what?
the thing. He
Joe-
didn't prove that during the debate.
Yo,
Wait,
Josuke,
who's saying
the
that?
only reason he didn't win is because they kept going in circles.
No, because they're being
That's his fault.
Okay.
I asked earlier.
Oh, can we just let the judges talk for fuck's sake?
But I asked about the difference in speed, and like I said, it's not like they're touching foreheads or they're within arm's reach. And they said the standard
When we
speed.
gonna get part 3, man? Come on.
Let's part.
Listen, I
Let's
agree.
part.
I
Throw
agree.
Acnology in there. We'll put him in there for part 3.
Hold on.
If we want to be technical, Rex
Hold
won,
on.
but Sosa won by default
Wait.
because he won the runaround.
Wait,
Fuck
wait,
gave
wait,
this
wait,
nigga head, man.
wait,
No,
wait.
Sosa proved.
So-
Sosa just had more
Wait,
pay
wait.
per view.
Hold on. So who are the judges?
Apollo, Lotus.
All the ones that Sosa
and
picked.
Sorry.
Okay.
All the
did
ones Sosa
judges
picked.
decide on a winner?
Yeah, because they're being
They
biased.
decided on.
They weren't
Nobody was being biased, bro.
Wait.
Bro,
no,
you know
no.
what?
Sosa got.
Every main
Sosa picked 3. I got to pick 1 person.
Yeah. Okay.
Sosa picked 3 judges. I get 1.
First off,
Alright,
4 judges doesn't work. Because what happens
That's
when it's
retarded.
split decision?
It wasn't a split decision.
No, what happens if it was, right? 4 judges doesn't work.
That's why I went to 3 specifically. That's why I went to 3, but
It's
then
yeah.
Rex,
It's the ones.
got
It's
it.
only the ones Sosa picks.
You can't be going into a match just
Hey, no.
It's all the ones Sosa likes.
Okay, but hold up. You understand that these are the same judges that even were
Sosa. Sosa, how do they tell me? How are they crossing 200 meters before Zeref moves 1 centimeter?
I'm not going to the
You don't have an answer once they brought it up. I got shit.
It's not possible.
That's not possible.
I'm literally
This is
asking.
not-
I'm literally trying to finish what.
And then we can.
To activate his time stuff, use his brain.
Okay.
Moves 1 centimeter.
Like you can't ask them that because
Let
they're
the
gonna be like,
niggas
oh, what's the
speak.
concept of time?
Can we all like shut the
shit
fuck
like
up
that.
and let Forbidden answer a question?
You were talking to me.
Okay, so repeat your question again.
Well, first question was who were the judges. Second, why the fuck were there 4 judges? First off.
Okay, for one, all right.
I don't know, Sosa showed
at
up
the
with
start, I originally had. I was originally supposed to go with 3, but then Rax picked Jelska.
Yeah. Oh, you brought in 3 and then said you get to pick 1. Just putting that out
Because
there.
you should have.
Okay, like
He
you
brought in
understand that
super biased
judges,
Evie.
the judges brought in are supposed to work for both sides. Like, are they just?
Yeah, I'm
choose
sure. I'm
who
sure
wins
the guys
vote.
you bring
If
are
they
all
want
some
to vote,
strangers.
It works supposed to be biased.
Hey, Rax.
Okay, go ahead.
Sosa, just stop being stoked. I came in here, calmed the fucking whole chat down, right?
Like, do you realize
Sosa's
that pretty much all the judges picked Rax at first until the speed feet started coming in.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I
then
was
we,
just debunked
but
that.
then we argued against the speed.
True. Rax had it until he dropped the ball. I don't know why y'all circles.
But we argued against it, and I brought up the distance when he was arguing speed, and we didn't get an answer.
Did you prove
And then we got one.
He explained that during the debate, by the way.
Okay, so first thing, right? Who was arguing for?
This is what happens when
I was arguing for Zeref.
talk at one time.
Rax is arguing for Zeref, right?
Yeah. Time stop.
Okay.
GG.
Sosa. Just one thing, right? By the time Zeref,
Like
because
everybody was going in circles, and then random ass people hopping in saying dumb shit besides
Zeref
the judges.
moved 1 centimeter.
Shit was like all over the place.
Whatever the fuck
I'm gonna do
Clover
this.
characters, right? Would move 12 centimeters out of the 200 meters. You understand that, right?
Say that again, please. Say that again.
By the time Zeref moves 1 centimeter, because of the difference in speed from what I know, the Black Clover characters would move 12 centimeters. Right?
Yeah, so Tom.
Wait.
I don't know how. Okay, yeah.
You understand that, right?
I'm listening.
He asked you a question.
By the time, right, Zeref moves 1 centimeter, the Black Clover characters, since they're 12 times faster, from what I know, they'd move 12 centimeters, right? Out of the 200 meters.
So Tom stopping is GG.
Wait, I've not finished, right? Whether or not he argued that or not, I don't know because I wasn't here.
Not the exact time frame that it would happen across, because there was.
Nah, he didn't argue. He didn't argue this thing either because this is my first time here.
He gave the proposal.
Oh, I asked about this. I asked about the difference during it, and we didn't have an answer. And then someone said the standard.
No, he never gave the 1 centimeter distance.
Oh no, I mentioned that he only has to move 1 centimeter. We didn't have a distance of how far Black Clover characters were between them and.
It doesn't matter
Zeref.
if they're not like within 12 centimeters, they get in time stopped.
Yeah, essentially.
And then GG debate over. All right.
Hell yeah.
Eggs the really ask, bro.
Alright, what?
Alright.
Okay, so now that I've calmed the whole chat down,
He's
we can-
British.
Thank you, forbidden.
You're welcome. I am your father now. Please pay me.
But alright. I wanted to ask just because the thing is, so it's like, alright, so the whole time argument thing is that I counted that after this half of the meeting, and that's why we left it up to the judges too, which they even put out their judgment.
Alright, you my entire consensus on like this debate.
He's been time stopped before, so I still wouldn't time stop.
Okay, but that wasn't.
Let me go over my consensus for this debate, right? Basically, Rax was he was basically just thraxing you for a lot of the debate, Sosa, right? But the whole thing that made me judge the way that I did was because Rax, you agreed to a lot of the things that Sosa said. So all he had to do was just what was it? Substantiate a lot of his claims.
Well, I agreed to a degree. I didn't full agree on him, and I didn't agree to a lot of the stuff like Dorothy ridiculousness. And I said he can curses. I said to a degree, but his ability to affect curses is not as nearly as it's not equal to his ability to affect magic.
You agreed to the 300.
Yeah, I agreed to that. Yeah.
And a lot of the times you don't have to agree verbally. You can just it's such a thing as concessions or moving past certain things. That's why I voted the way that I did is because you didn't argue that what is it, the whole curses he doesn't affect curses the same way that he affects magic all the time.
Yes, you didn't argue that.
I did argue that though. I said that's why I said that's why he can't affect.
But you didn't go into a depth as much as you.
Yeah, I just said that it's the same thing. He could affect radies, but he couldn't affect vetoes. I said his curse potency is not nearly even close to his magic potency of negating them. I brought that up. I brought that up specifically. That
and
was the
then,
first thing
like,
I brought up.
Like you, okay, like you brought up that, right? And first off, like he did argue for like they were like two different kinds of like curses, but anyway, like that wouldn't even like matter to the point, right? Because like you didn't you didn't like say that like his ability to affect like curses is substantially like worse than like his effect on magic. If you would
I
have
did
said
though.
that,
I
then,
did.
No,
That's
you
why I
didn't
said
say, you
veto.
didn't say that they were. You didn't say that it was a massive difference. You just said that they were like they weren't the same. So therefore, like
I said it was the difference of veto and Rades, and it's pretty massive.
No, like okay, you're not understanding like the whole thing. Like the difference between his magic negation and his curse negation. You didn't substantiate the difference, right? So all it like so like I'm just under the assumption that it's like relative to each other since you couldn't like say that it was you didn't say that it was a massive difference, right?
I did though. That's why I brought up veto and Rades.
Okay, that's curse to curse.
Apollo.
I'm saying that, and yeah, but then he can affect people. I was saying that he can affect people who have magic way above him, but it's not the same as curses.
Apollo. Say like
I said that.
Veto and Rades are like to each other, right?
But then, like, I also even brought up the fact that like Radi's still able to affect
But that's soul hacks. That's not the same as straight potency. That's soul hacks. That's like time hacks. That's
all of his
completely different.
magic is curse magic. You do like just to let you know that like all of his magic is curse. Yeah. Like he literally like just he has soul manipulation, but soul manipulation is just curse magic. That's what his like. That's literally what his like.
His
what's it
magic
called?
is whatever he says before he activates his spell. So that.
Okay,
It's
let me
rap.
let me
It's
get,
like
let me
rap
get the
magic.
actual
Something
let me
like
get
that.
the actual
Yeah,
thing, like
it's magic. So that's what his magic is. It's right. Like saying it would be. You just said really
and
because it literally said something.
let me get the where they're attacking the hold on,
Like
let me
when
get it.
Seki says, bronze curse magic, like they say the curse if it's a part of their spell or whatever. It's always.
Okay, that's like okay, right? So like basically what I'm saying is like his magic type is like curse magic. So it's like saying that like oh Yami has like all of his spells like even though they have different names, oh they're not all dark magic. Like that's what you're basically trying to say. Like and I'm saying that
dark magic though.
oh my god, they all it's all dark magic. Like that's the whole thing. I'm just gonna get the whole like the what is it, the Rades, like where he goes at the base, and I'm gonna get the like the name of the like his magic, right?
Rades. I can try and help the chapter number if you need assistance.
All I know is it's somewhere around chapter 20ish.
Yeah, I think it's 22.
Which one? Oh, like the first time he shows up?
Yeah, where he shows up and he says like
probably around 25, 24.
I'm on 25.
Hold on.
Like,
So this server's name is Black Clover versus everybody, right?
Yeah.
Everybody in Black Clover.
Okay, so I'm gonna run a gauntlet. Who's actually like man enough to run against Khan the Betrayer with all of Black Clover?
Yeah, you like
Against what?
I know that nigga. I know that nigga too.
Alright, y'all done with this shit now?
What
Wait,
chapter?
I was explaining his.
I don't give a fuck about.
Wrap it up then.
I am your father now.
I'm not picking that. No, I know how your character skill is not fucking up. I'm not picking that.
I'm gonna just be real with you, Hashimaru's still solo.
You know what?
Skunk.
I'll put it down a little, right?
I'm trying to find the what chapter are you trying to look for? Which is the one that Rady says when he says his spell?
How strong is Black Clover?
What?
Depends if you go by where I would put them or Sosa. Sosa says they're multiversal, and I agree with that. But...
Yeah, Sosa, what the fuck?
I just put it for this debate.
It's devil's advocate. He just
what was the reasoning behind that being multiversal?
Wait.
He said that Dorothy's universal, and then he used multipliers to say that they're multiversal.
That's not how it works.
Bro, why did you let him get that off, bro?
I disagreed with him. I disagreed with him for like a straight half hour.
You didn't debunk
I did. I said it wasn't consistent.
Why didn't you debunk it?
I did. I said it's not consistent with characters above her and their feet.
You debunked the notion that it was multiverse.
I said I don't agree with it. It was bullshit in the first one.
That whole debate is just cancerous.
No, talking about the whole fucking universal. him equating Universal to fucking.
I said, well, here's what I said.
Could've just Steelman instead of
I
like
said,
Universal and scale character.
no, I said if we go by my logic and we go by Sosa's logic, I said Black Clover by my logic, I'd say around small country level and Fairy Tail has world-ending characters. And if we go by Sosa, then everyone's just multiversal. And
Hey, it's been 4 hours. Can we call this a draw?
Okay, wait, shut up, Egg. Hold on.
Shut up.
I'm not
No,
even talking,
nigga.
We haven't even got the white Zeref.
See, again, my whole thing, like, on this entire thing is just, like, Rax, you would have won if you would have just, like, given, like, okay. Like,
Shut up.
I'm not talking.
According to the
Alright,
judges,
the judges are fucking retarded.
Damn.
Alright.
Why don't you debate the judges on their decisions now?
I don't give
If
a
you think the
fuck
decisions
about
are
this shit
retarded.
anymore, right?
I love you for being.
All I'm gonna say is
I'll be right back.
Terrarian versus all of Black Clover. Right the fuck now, someone.
Bro,
What?
Wait, Tiwari from Naruto?
Literally shorten this to like an hour.
No, I'm leaving the full length.
Oh.
I'm
Oh
leaving full
no,
length.
not fucking Terraria. Fuck that.
Well, we playing
Well, you
Terraria?
guys are-
Wait, hold on. Who plays Terraria? I'll play with you. I love that
I
game.
scale Terraria.
Hell yeah. Do you want to
I'm
play?
not- I'm not-
You want to play after this?
I'm
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Again, but the whole point
is
that he just agreed to, or just didn't like.
Ben, you debate One Punch Man, bro?
The point that Sosa
No.
brought up, to the full extent.
I disagreed with it from the start. I even said, please, let's not humor
You
this.
disagreed, but you didn't debunk.
I did. I
Like,
said
you
it wasn't
could've easily
consistent.
ring and debunked it.
I said it wasn't consistent. I brought up when we saw Patri's fall out, and then we saw Julius was slightly bigger than that, and then we knew from Demon Licked when he was going to straight the whole country. I know. I'm saying it's consistent. I thought it was ridiculous from the start.
That's a Rax. That's a Rax.
Wait. Both of y'all, okay, both of y'all, hush. Rax. You could have literally just steelmanned what he said and still won, because you could have scaled Zeref to.
I did.
One universe.
That's what I said.
Like his hacks.
I did. Yes, I did.
No,
I
you
did.
said- You was like, if we go off that
I said if we go by my, I said there was a difference. I said there's my level of where Fairy Tail and Black Clover are at, and there's Sosa's level. And if we go by Sosa's level, then Zeref is multiversal, and then you get the multiple times slender multiplier, and make it even crazier. I did. I did the whole time.
Literally argued your hacks to like one.
No, I didn't. I said multiple. I even showed the panel with different timelines on it.
Oi.
We're just going for close. Alright, can we just let a fucking Paul finish for fuck's sakes?
I
We're just trying to finish the
And
entire time.
also, the bitch would scale multiversal.
No.
Like, infinite timelines is like a multiverse.
Yeah, it's multiversal, right?
Yeah.
Like and the
Multiversal
whole
plus.
thing.
She even
is,
says
like,
infinite.
not on, like,
Way above Black Clover.
Okay.
He never did.
Yeah, I brought it up. It's you scroll up. It's in the debate chat.
Let me see. Look.
I can give you the time.
Bro, fuck
Listen,
up. Oh my
so,
god, let
listen,
him finish.
So you have, say you made a statement, like, because this is what happened, like, in the debate. So you guys are, say two people are like arguing over, what is it? The speed of a character, right? You say this person is inaccessible in speed, right?
Sure.
Okay. And you just argued that the entire time. Then you go into AP, but then you have a scan like after you guys like skip past that point that says, "Oh, this character is immeasurable in speed." It doesn't matter what the scan says. You argued for him being inaccessible, so it doesn't matter. Like it's past the point of like the point, and you would just be backtracking on the speed argument.
No, because when it was brought up in question, then I was like, oh, okay, I can provide that. When you say, hey, can you back up what you just said? It's like, okay, yeah, I can get that. It's not like it undoes what happened. If he says back up what you said, it's like, oh, okay.
For it being a speed boost, you didn't argue anything.
I said power. I said power. I argued this even at the last stream where I said it's power in general. It's everything. Magic power applies to all of their stats.
You didn't say that.
Yes, I
after you guys
did.
were already past
I
it.
absolutely brought it up. I said I said power in general.
There's a recording.
Yeah, it's both on this stream and the last stream.
I remember what he said. I remember what he was talking, because he said that like because he was talking about how magic and fairy tale is like inside their body, so it applies like all their physical stats. He said that in the debate.
Yeah, he said that last time. I remember that. I'm not sure about this. He didn't mention it this time, though. I don't think he specifically said it.
That was
the multiversal plus.
I did.
I was multi.
No one was multiversal plus. Everybody was.
What?
Just
Did
everyone.
you?
It was just
Bro.
Holy fuck, nigga.
Damn, bro, you want to get out the gym?
Nah, who doing that? You about to find your way out this car.
God damn, your breath
That nigga's
stink.
in the bathroom.
Would you debate me tomorrow on?
Wait, Sharky.
Hold on. Who is this? Let me turn you up. You're very low.
Phone down.
Damn, bro. Who is that?
Dude,
I don't know. I'm trying to turn him up.
Who is that in the cathedral?
Who?
Trying to mute that nigga.
Who is
Somebody in
it?
the
They're
church
trying to
with the
ask
Pope,
me.
goddamn.
Rex, he said he wants to debate you on Universal Naruto.
Oh, I don't.
Fuck
I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't care now.
Was that Sharky?
Naruto's is weird because then the anime is somehow canon to the manga, and the manga and the anime aren't the same. And
Oh,
I mean, they are canon. Everything's canon.
Wait, by what point?
Boruto is canon. The Boruto anime and manga is canon.
Wait, hold on. Sharky, what'd you say?
How big is your penis?
Adult
Saying that
Naruto's
Naruto's
universal.
universal.
I think what's it called? KCM Naruto's universal.
I agree.
KCM 1 Naruto. Yeah.
KCM
What?
Naruto.
what?
How?
KCM one Naruto? That's not.
Yeah.
What the
In
fuck?
the war?
Like one tail?
How?
Not even Not even
Yes.
Hold
KCM
on.
2?
And
Not even KCM
tell
2?
me,
KCM 1 Naruto scales the moderate.
No.
Nigga, KCM 1.
no, nigga, no.
Yes. Moderate to the universe.
Hold on.
Nothing backs up the Tensei's creating universe point.
So,
He scales to Tamari.
This nigga was losing the Tensei.
Tamari?
This nigga
Nigga.
This nigga was losing the Jubito. And he's universal?
Orochimaru.
Damn, bro, you want to shut the fuck up? Nobody was
Oh,
talking
he doesn't.
to you.
Head ass.
So
I
cruel.
want to hear this.
Right. Orochimaru created a universe inside of his head, and it was stated to be a parallel dimension, right?
When was this?
Parallel mathematically.
Wait, you know Tamari's able to book it.
When did that happen in the manga? I'm confused.
That's a hyperbole. That's a hyperbole.
What's a hyperbole? You mean hyperbole? Head on.
No, it's not hyperbole because it was parallel dimension and then mathematically parallel.
No.
You said hyperbole.
I'm not finished.
The Tamari thing.
Oh,
the Tamari thing.
Tamari thing. I'm not talking about Tamari.
Okay.
Right.
Who's this Indian?
Mathematically parallel means that they have to be the same size.
Hey, tell me when it was stated was parallel.
When did that happen?
Parallel dimension.
Damn, bro. You in church right now?
You could also argue like 6 paths Naruto's universe. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Sosa leave?
Yeah, that I agree. Six paths Naruto is universal.
Sosa left. He conceded. GG Sosa.
KCM Naruto, like the one he just got his KCM.
Wait,
I think
what?
no Naruto ever gets to Universal.
I wanna listen to Sharky. What'd you say?
Kaguya wouldn't be universal unless
Oh my god, yo, his mic though.
Is this one over? Can I end the stream?
Sharky's universal because she created a universal sized realm.
6 of them, not 1. 6.
Okay. Anyway. GG.
Because their time space is.
I don't give a
It's a
fuck
time
how many.
space.
I don't give a fuck how many. It was just stated to be.
Are we done?
Huh?
Is the stream over? Can I end it? Is it all decided?
But you know, by definition,
Because it's a time space.
GG Sosa, time stop.
Fuck.
Anyway, thanks everyone for showing up.
It's literally a